WIFTVPN. WIFTVPN. WIFTVPN.
AM 1570 WBGX Harvey, Chicago. AM 1570 WBGX Harvey, Chicago.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. 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 For the black people, for the black people. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people, for the black people. For the black people, 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 for the black people. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it.
AM 1570 WBGX Harvey, Chicago.
Let's show it. For the black people. 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 For the black people, 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 for the black people.
WIIFTBPN. WIIFTBPN.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information, or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
The police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us, because they have their orders to do so. Police in our community couldn't possibly be there to protect our property because we own no property. They couldn't possibly be there to see that we receive the due process of law for the simple reason that the police themselves deny us the due process of law. And so it's very apparent that the police are only in our community, not for our security, but the security of the business owners in the community, and also to see that the status quo is kept intact. When we first started, we had a police alert patrol, and we would patrol the community. If we saw the police brutalize anyone, we would put an end to this. Usually the police wouldn't brutalize anyone if we were on hand because we were armed, and if the police arrested the individual, we would follow him to the jail and bail the individual out, whether he was a Panther or not. And we would gain many recruits like this. So therefore the community started to say that, well, these people are really concerned about our welfare.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
representing for the black people. Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all this, that dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies of the politicians. We need money, no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us truth to be the odds. If we united, our movement gon' start. They ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppress the solve on.
What's in it for the black people? All the lies we didn't heard before. Time to pay attention. You gotta do more than listen. Get some action with it. On a count of 3, let's go.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Miss Ruthie Moore, and Sonia Escobar representing today. We putting it down for the Panthers. You know what? Hey, y'all. I feel like it's power to the people. Power to the people.
Power to the people. My brothers.
My sister, my brothers, and to our brown beret sister in the back, Miss Sonia Escobar. Look, y'all, I got Todd Stroger, brother Todd, sister Sonia.
Yes, brother Maze.
Sister Ruthie. We make up the Maze Jackson Morning Show team. And just for those of y'all who was confused about how we get down, we just won this bad boy today. Now, we still got a water fight on the streets. But as it relates to Spirit Week, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
That's right.
Power to the people.
My brothers, as we sit here, the winners of Spirit Week, let us raise a fist to victory.
A fist to victory. A fist to black power.
Black and brown unity.
Look, we was like,
to the black and brown, to the black and brown unity and solidarity. We fight this fight together. Y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Todd Stroger, Ruthie Moore, Sonia Escobar back there, Free and Huey. You know what I'm saying? We getting it in.
Get brother Huey out.
Hey, y'all. This is the morning show. We've done it. Do y'all understand how we've done it like this? Do you see how we put it down for the people? Don is sick. Herman too, like, Dad, I don't think this gonna work.
Go back to sleep.
Y'all might as well go on back to the drawing board. Y'all better call somebody.
Right.
Y'all better call somebody and let them know, because we represent. This what's in it for the Black People Radio.
Live.
And in person. Power to the people. Yes. Hey, y'all.
Speak.
Let's get into some of this business right now, since we done.
We're gonna get into business?
Let's get into business. First of all, shout out to Ruthie Moore. You made your international television debut. Did you even watch it?
I gotta wait till it come out with no commercials.
It didn't have no commercials yesterday.
I tried to watch it on Nat Geo, YouTube TV, and it had commercials.
That's not Nat Geo TV commercial. You know, Ruthie, YouTube.
Don't nobody got no cable subscriptions no more.
I don't blame you. I'm thinking of canceling mine, so.
Sister, I have a subscription.
Really? Next time, let me know in advance.
It's gonna be on Hulu today.
Right. You got Hulu?
You know I got Hulu. I got somebody's password. I ain't got it.
You have liberated a Hulu account for the people. For the people's good. That's it. I got you, my sister. I got you, my sister. All right. Todd Stroger, you representing today too. Now, Todd, y'all know what? I gotta give Todd a big shout out. Cause if there was anybody who I thought was not going to participate this week, was Todd Stroger.
And he came in with that.
Todd, I had hope for you, Todd.
Todd, you represented
brother, sister Ruthie.
Brother Todd, you represented well, and as you close out with your black beret, I feel empowered, man. I'm super, man.
I tell you, Brother Maze, I was running around while you was in diapers.
All right, Brother Todd, I respect your elderness. My brother. Now, let me send a big shout out to Miss Sonia Escobar. Sister Sonia.
Yes, Brother Maze.
Sister Sonia representing for the brown beret. Let me tell you, Sister Sonia when Ruthie went to, let me tell you how this went. Ruthie went to the military store. She was like, they're out of berets. Sonia was like, I got that. Right? Sonia came in, she was like, and for the final touches, did you forget your gun belt, Brother Mays? You can't go out the door without your gun belt. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all, this has been great. This is exactly what I envisioned. Right? Shout out to Dawn Millhouse, even though they lost. Right. Shout out to Dawn Millhouse for even coming up with this, because I'm like, I really like how this came out.
The morning show movement has been
but the morning show movement has dominated, and now you all understand why we are who we are. All right, so City So Real last night.
No, I did want to say before you get to that.
No.
I've met a Panther. I just can't remember which one it was.
You Todd? What do you mean?
You know how you're in college and speakers go on tour. It was one of them, but I can't remember who it was.
Was it?
I can't remember. You're gonna say it was a Bobby Seals, and I'm saying I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna say was it
our concentration right now is on
Eldridge Cleveland?
Out.
Huh? Oh, we must free Brother Hugh.
He would be
Free Hugh. You know we got a tribute to him already in the studio.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Shout out to also City So Real. Hey man, you know what? My son is like the ultimate. He takes after me so much. So you know, I make my international television debut, and he texts me to tell me how hilarious Ricky Hendon is. He was like, Ricky Hendon. Dad, Ricky Hendon is pure comedy. Man, if you missed City So Real last night, check it out tonight on Hulu. Binge watch it this weekend. It was great. It was great. How about this one? The White Sox rehired Tony La Russa at 4 years old? 76 years old.
Hey, he's like, I could be a president.
Or it's cold.
It's like we got to get these coloreds in line. He's like, I'll take that job.
Well, I have a different feel for Tony La Russa, but that's probably because I'm older than you.
I like Tony La Russa though. I actually had nostalgia for Tony La Russa. Like, I used to think that would have been cool maybe like 10 years ago or 15 years ago if he
was young.
Back. Right. Or not, he wasn't young.
No, he wasn't young.
He was still, right, 64. But not that but you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. We sat in for the Bigs yesterday and we got the opportunity to talk about it. But I'm going to just tell you, sitting in with the Bigs and Herb yesterday, I know just how much I do not know about sports. Right, it was great. It was like I was just like, and next I was like the Matador. All right, ole, next to you. All right. Oh, you know what? Shoot, let's hijack the plane. Actually, it's the Soul plane. Actually, the Soul plane actually has. We get first class on the Soul plane.
That's right.
In our Panther gear, and we could take all of our accompaniments with us. So let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet. Up and away, the Soul plane being flown by the Maze Jackson Morning Show Black Panther Squad, plus our very own Brown Beret, Miss Sonia Escobar. All right. You see, Dr. Jackson said, I don't know what y'all thought. She said, she said, play basketball if you want to.
If you want to.
She said, hold up.
Wait a minute. Check the did you see this? Restaurants are taking a huge hit after people spent tens of thousands of dollars buying igloos and bubbles and trying to buy air filtration systems, and now there's no dining. So dude said, one of the guys, you know what, Carrie and I went to Piccolo Sonia a couple weeks ago, and it was like they had like this whole ultra air purifier outside, ultraviolet light that you set that kill coronavirus. Mm-hmm. And they said they spent like $31,000 doing it, and now they gotta shut it all down. They're not gonna make it. One dude said he spent the first 6 hours of the day in fetal position. That is, whoa. You know what this feels like when they say stuff like that? Remember when they used to tell stories about people jumping out of the window during the Wall Street? Mm-hmm. I feel like
those pictures.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you can they operate as takeout, or is that not feasible?
Takeout, it's like takeout doesn't yield the same. You know what I'm saying? When you take out, you don't buy the drinks, you don't buy the dessert, you don't buy all of the extra stuff, you don't tip, and then even if you do, takeout means just the cook and the cashier.
You know
right?
what's interesting, and is that most restaurants in the black community are behind that glass anyway, so they perfectly set up for the coronavirus.
Oh, you know what?
I'm just saying, my brother.
You know what,
this
my
unequal
sister,
treatment.
we're gonna have to liberate some of those businesses as we continue to build. That's why we got to hijack the radio station so we can get people fired up and reignite that sense of being black in our neighborhood.
It's a new era. It's the late 60s.
It's the new era of the late 60s. Oh, dang, we went black. I love being black and going back. All right, Lil Wayne endorses Donald Trump. I'm going to put a pin in that. Don't just hold it. We'll just come back to that. How about the CPD clearance rate has gone down? The pigs ain't been doing their job. Busy murdering black folks, but then can't figure it out.
That's why we need pig patrol.
Oh, Lord. Record high
Just like Brother Hugh said in the beginning of our show.
Oh, Lord. Record highs in COVID-19. Even as the IHSA approves basketball season. But again, once again, Dr. Janice said, I really don't know what you thought. She said, I don't care. Y'all might y'all can defy the governor all you want.
Right.
Don't play with Dr. Jackson.
Period.
Period. With the T on it. Period. Period. Did you see? Okay. This is how you know we got outsiders doing inside working on the scare tax. Did you see that they're talking about the New York Times made an op-ed opinion on the Illinois scare tax? Like, who in the hell in Illinois cares about what anybody in Illinois thinks about our scare tax? And actually, like, if I was the scare tax people, I would say that New York said this was good for you.
Right.
Right? Because it's like, that's almost like saying New York pizza, right? You know,
economic oppression.
What? Dude, Chicago. Your Georgia is showing. Your Philly is showing.
Chicago no longer belongs here in the Midwest. It belongs to the globe
people.
now.
Chicago.
They're trying to give it to the globe.
They gave it to Ohio.
People.
Hans literally said that that's what's going to happen to him.
What'd he say?
He said it's going to be the global city of the Midwest.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
Okay. Well, that means you know what they do. In global cities, the black people live in the suburbs. Just so you know.
Oh.
You go to Paris one time. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and once we come back, we're going to get into the social media question of the day.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Your voice will be heard.
Your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union.
Change will happen.
And so all men of goodwill will go to the polls on November 3rd. And I hope we will have a great day in our nation so that when we wake up on the 4th of November, we will know that America has made the right decision.
Mark your calendars for What's in It for the Black People Media special election night coverage. This is the nation's only culturally specific digital platform that respects the black community's diverse viewpoints. We're here for you. The only place to stay on top of 2020 election night coverage is on the Maze Jackson page on Facebook and Maze Jackson on YouTube. It all starts Tuesday night at 7.
You know who to vote for. I'm just asking you to vote.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
WIFTV PM.
I think that the black community is starting to realize the mayor may not necessarily be an ally just because she is black.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio.
Our representatives don't necessarily get a pass just because they're black. We've got a challenge in the black part of Chicago of holding black politicians accountable.
You're listening to The Maze Jackson Show.
This is Chicago, so I understand the Chicago way. I ask every day what's in it for the black people.
With Maze Jackson.
Come on, y'all.
WIFTDPM.
And you can tell them, May said, we want to know what's in it for the black people. AM 1570 WBGX Harvey, Chicago.
WIFTDPM.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host Todd Stroger, I got my co-host, Brother Todd. I got Sister Ruthie and Sister Sonia in the building. We're doing our thing around here. This is Liberation Radio. We're trying to free your mind, your body, and your soul. Power to the people. All power to the people. Doing our thing for Spirit Week. Shout out to my girl, Book of Dawn, Millhouse. On our way back to the plantation. Rolling. Don't be rolling that cotton in the tide.
What did you just say?
That's secret code for sheep. See, we talking in secret code.
Oh, my bad, my bad. My bad, my
Sister
brother.
Ruthie.
My bad, my
Sister
brother.
Ruthie, you got to
No, those have
understand. We
infiltrated
got to
our
go. They
organization.
may, we haven't had the room swept. So we have to talk in code. So don't roll that tide with the cotton, sister. Be on your freedom mission as I ungawa black power to the people. You did? You did. All right, next on the agenda, my people. As I peruse my paper, I note that we have the social media question of the day. Are you ready for me to call the question, my brothers and sisters?
Yes, my brother.
Yes, my brother.
All right, I shall call the question. The question posed on us today is how, as we have fought with our blood, sweat, and tears, we have laid it all on the line for the liberation of our people. Tell me, my brothers and sisters, are you with me, my brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Rise up.
My brothers and sisters, tell me, how in the hell did the rappers leapfrog us? I have racked my brain. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate Brother Ice Cube for presenting the contract with Black America. But my brothers and sisters, what I fear is that politics has taken on a new celebrity status of its own.
Right on, my brother.
And as rappers who have now had cash, money, and female garden tools, as they would refer to them in they I'm trying because it was gonna say money, cash, and
yeah, right.
However, I tried to clean it up out of respect for my sisters. Now, these rappers who have had everything, I told you I believed back in the day, Obama getting an invitation to the Obama White House was the cherry on the cake for a rapper to be able to say, I was at the White House.
Cherry.
Now, I believe that it is going to become a celebrity status to have a relationship with the president. What I believe is that the dam has been broken. And when I say the dam has been broken, there is no fear in the eyes of those that have the wealth to pick a side. To turn on the TV, I'm just going to be honest with you. To turn on the TV and know that Young Jeezy, think about this. We're literally printing Young Jeezy and Joe Biden meet to discuss the issues of the black community. Now I'm not perfect.
No one is.
But to know that our fate and the presidential conversation is being had for black people on the Democratic side is Young Jeezy. I mean, can you imagine a time when Young Jeezy would represent the interests of which black people would you suggest?
Normally, Young Jeezy? You mean what interests do he normally represent?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think his image started off as representing the hood, drug dealing culture, selling and moving bricks.
Now, throughout that evolution, because I'm going to give people the opportunity to evolve.
Which he has really been working hard to remake his public image, particularly with his new Asian girlfriend, who's Jeannie Ma. I think she's on the Talk or the View or one of those.
Oh, one of those shows.
Real?
Is it the Real? It's one of those types of shows.
Right, that's all the same.
Yes, honey. It's her Instagram show. I like it.
So it's interesting to me what black folks and white folks. How does that happen? Like, really? Yesterday, young Lil Wayne came out, photo with the president. I thought it was a Photoshop, actually, until I realized it was. And who is he talking to? Who is he telling this? Tell me, so the social media question of the day, and let's open up the phone lines too. 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. I want y'all to call me and tell me, how did rappers get to be the people that are having the presidential conversations? Who is the consultant that says, I got it?
Brother Mays, this is simple. The president has always, I heard the president say on a TV show, I think it was the David Letterman show, I want to say it was somewhere in those 80s. He says being famous is better than being rich. So in his fame, he has always partied with the other famous people. These guys are just running to their famous celebrity friend. That's all. It's got nothing to do with politics.
So what about Joe Biden? So, I mean, I'm saying, what's up with Joe Biden?
Who's his friends?
Jermaine Dupri, Young Jeezy, the hoes to the polls, all of that.
Who's that?
Remember the stripper conference? Remember?
Oh yeah, the video.
Remember? The girl with the strippers, like, take your
and I believe
booty
one of
to
the girls
pole.
are going to be on with I Said What I Said Today.
Take your booty to the polls?
One of the girls in the...
This is going to be on the show?
Yes, Brother Mays.
What?
So you staying, bro?
Nah, I mean, I'm just staying to rub it in. I said what I said. Because I'm telling you, they woke up this morning depressed. They woke up this morning, I mean, they somewhere like, damn, I shouldn't have put the shoes on the table.
They're going through their drawers trying to find something. What am I going to wear now?
What are we going to wear now? Gosh, Narvik, dang it, they always win.
Oh, they spent money.
Well, we got the stuff out of our closets.
Right. You know,
This liberation ain't free?
Right. Sonia like, I spend money. Hey, y'all, but tell me, how did rappers, give us a call, 872-259-7474. And I almost feel like I get the rappers.
Who was Jermaine Dupri? I thought he was just like a R&B type guy. I don't really know him.
Dupri was like the king of Atlanta for a long time. He's like the
Chris Cross.
Right. Everybody from Chris Cross to Brat, TLC, Usher.
See, I put him in a different category than guys running around with Percocet and talking about shooting people. That's a kind of a different thing.
I agree. I feel like Jermaine Dupri is like my age. And actually, I guess Jeezy is my age. It's like, but T.I., right? Like, people are looking to rappers for endorsements. I don't know who has informed them. It's almost like I don't talk about it a lot, but I feel like they look for those people, like on both sides, to find the easy target. Because if you don't really know what the hell you talking about, then somebody can come tell you that they can present you everything and it makes sense to you. It sounds good. But until you know the proper questions to ask, the funding, etc. And so when you look at it, whether it's Donald Trump or it's Joe Biden, what they want is the celebrity with no substance.
Who's Jeezy? I mean, I know he exists, but what was his claim to fame?
Rapping.
Brick Squad.
He was with what's the mugs that the dope boys he was with though?
So Jeezy popularized what's considered to be like the snowman.
Right.
Cocaine?
Well, it was like
exactly. But he
glamorized the dope, the trapping, like straight up, like made it like
this is the dope life and this is great.
White t-shirt, like he glamorized the white t-shirt with the.
Here's a product and a clothing line to go with it.
Yep, it was all built around the drug. What's my man's name? No, that was the super famous Big Meech.
Rick Ross?
Not Rick Ross, but Big Meech was the leader of their joint.
Remy said BMF.
BMF, right? BMF. He was with BMF. Anyway,
that didn't mean
nothing to you, but it's like a giant. It was like a giant drug clique.
Right?
That was like one of the biggest drug cliques ever.
They got some documentaries about him.
Yep, you should check them out one time.
How the government allowed that in our neighborhood.
But again, I always wonder, when did the transformation occur?
Right.
Like cause Lil Wayne right now is still popping pills and he be overdosing like once every 2 years. Straight up.
Really?
They be like, he died. He was gonna die. And then he walk around with a cup full of, like, the fact that these, and I'm not even saying these people, that they're this close and that they are in our policy discussion.
So it seems like all of these questions that you're asking in relation to the rappers being so pervasive within politics are the same questions that I would ask with the rappers being so pervasive in our culture and being able to lead our culture in a certain direction. So it's that same, I think it's the same, I don't want to say like
poison.
Thank you.
Say it.
I don't want to say call it all poison because
Come on,
it does
Sister
have
Ruthie, just do it.
Its origins, rooted in some things, but I think that nowadays the same way that the commercialization of rap and what it is, like, we know that's so far away from what it used to be and how it was originally intended. So we know it ain't real, but does larger society
I like rap as a medium, but seriously, it started out as a way to battle each other. Man,
I don't think it started out as a way to battle each other. I thought it was.
You talk to those New Yorkers.
I think it was. It didn't start out as a way to battle each other, though. I think it was because,
and I mean without actually hitting each other.
Right. Well, I think all of it. You know what? I guess my thing with this whole premise is, how do we even allow that to be in the, like, somebody need to snatch Joe Biden and Donald Trump up and be like, yo, stop it. Like,
No,
stop.
They too old, Brother Mays. You snatch them like that, they both are going to fall down. Break their
Joe
hip.
gonna fall quicker, though. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Boys, step aside. The Radio Rookie is in the building. The Book of Dawn, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media.
Hey y'all, this is Salim Muwakil from Muwakil's World. In case you missed the last discussion, this is what you missed.
There was a time when there was a large-scale mythology that African people had no endurance. We were only good for sprinting.
Right.
And that was our forte. Other than that, we were useless in marathon races. Establishing your patrimony on the land. If you bury the dead, that means that this land is forever in your family.
Who are our ancestors, really? We are the living ancestors to a whole genealogical line going back hundreds of thousands, millions of years that we carry within us living today. Everyone who preceded us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, however, that conception took place, whether it was violently, with rape, or whatever the case, but we are them living today.
That's why it's important to understand our capacity, man. Our capacity is unlimited. We have unlimited potential.
Absolutely.
So make sure you tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media.
It's time for the social media question of the day. AM 1570 WBGX Harvey, Chicago.
Listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Brother Todd, Sister Ruthie, Sister Sonia, flying the soul plane. You know, I think we got to stop by Cuba, pick up my sister, Asata Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Joanne Chesimard.
She probably gonna be like, "No, I'm good."
Right.
I'm good.
I seen what y'all got over there. I'm good. All right, Dad, what if Trump took her off the list? I'd do it tomorrow. I'd be like tomorrow. Joanne Chesimard could come home.
It's still some more days to the election.
Ooh, look, somebody. You know what? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Like, you can start. I bet you can start. Right now, I would start a bidding war. Like, I would make Joe Biden sign a pledge of all the things he gonna do if he wins. I'd be like, Joe Biden, would you? Because you know the first thing he said he was gonna do.
What?
Pass LGBTQ rights. First thing. First priority.
I said to Hans, what is it, like 10% of the world is gay? And he's like, "No, Dad, it's like 2% or something." He's like, they get a lot of attention.
Hans is the expert. We gotta get Hans as a statistician. Tell him he can work some of that time on.
Well, Hans talks on the internet a lot, so I'm not sure. Those guys will tell you anything. I'm like, man, you gotta filter that stuff.
You got to watch. Hey, Ty, I'm telling you. You check under this bed, man. Make sure you ain't building a bomb or something, dog. I'm just telling you.
I hope not.
Right?
That house ain't paid yet.
Oops.
Yeah, right. I don't want to hear that.
Black people. Okay. But tell me, how did the rappers get to the front? And I'm not even saying, I really feel like somebody needs to say to Joe Biden and Donald Trump, knock it off. Don't nobody else take no pictures with no rappers. If you don't take a picture with a pile of money saying this is going to the black people, then I don't want to see it.
You know how this gets. If one guy does it, then the other guy's got to do it. And then they try to top each other. until it just kind of.
So who got the better rapper list right now?
I don't know. You know more about this than I do.
Who got the best? Who got the best rap list? What
we basing it off? Lyricism or what?
Until Curtis Blow and Run DMC talk to somebody, none of them are doing nothing for me.
Influence. Who has the most influential rappers? But let's do this. Let's go to the phone lines because I do think we got a call. I still want y'all to call us though. 872-259-7474. How did we as black people let rappers get to the forefront? Let's go to Byron. Byron, you on the Maze Jackson
Byron,
show?
he'll be able to answer that rapper question.
Come on, Byron. Tell Todd what's up.
People. Good morning, Sonia, Ruthie, Todd, and of course the greatest man of all time, Maze Jackson.
That's right. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Maze Jackson.
That's right.
Byron's trying to get more time today.
Don't be a hater.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Byron.
Hey, Byron has to go and watch that stock market. That's why he calls early. He has to go and do his research.
Amen.
He's one of the guys who he got to make his money somehow. But anyway, hey, before Trump ran for office, he was in at least 20 rap songs. All the rappers, all the hip hop rappers, they were idolizing Trump. Everybody was idolizing Trump before he ran for office. And people need to understand that.
I think didn't Jay-Z get married in Trump Tower to Beyonce?
Forget about that. How about Al Sharpton? He was in a pin suite in Trump Tower. I mean, people understand. People loved Trump before he ran for office.
Hey, you know what? The last thing I'm gonna say on that.
But one more thing. There's a guy out of Detroit. His name is Maurice Davis. He's a Democrat in a all black Detroit precinct or whatever, Alderman place or whatever he is. But he came out yesterday. He was like, I've been 50 years being a Democrat. I can't do it no more. Maurice Davis, look him up out of Detroit. I mean, he's getting tired. People are finally getting up the plantation, Maze. I'm telling you. And yesterday, from what you talked about that trip when you mentioned yesterday, when you came out to America, you were so happy because you got off the plane that wasn't an American plane, and you felt so good. That's what people need to do. They need to go outside the United States to see how it is. Then when they come back, they know how great it is to be here in America. That's all I got for today.
Thanks, Byron. That's crazy, man. Byron snapped off. You know, this is the last one I'm gonna talk about. Did you know that when nobody would give Nelson Mandela a plane, when he came to the United States, Trump gave him the plane. Trump plane and flew him all around the country. Like gave him the plane. Like they said that nobody in America would help him when he came, and the black lady went to Trump. And Trump gave him the plane, and that was the plane that he took to fly around the country. Pretty interesting, man.
Pretty hard to believe.
You know what?
I'm kind of guessing no black people had a plane back then.
Right. But I don't even know. So I guess who's collecting? I still want to understand how rappers, like who are the black people doing the advising? That's saying, okay, this is going to be good.
You saw them. You saw the Harvard and Yale and what's the other good schools? Cambridge and Penn type sitting around the table. Well, that's with Biden. I don't know who talks
and
to
Jeezy.
Yeah,
and Jeezy.
I don't know who's
no
Trump
shade
people
on
are.
Huh?
I don't know who's Trump's black people. I guess that would be.
You do. Your
Carson,
brother. No, your boy. I got.
Oh yeah, right.
You
know that was like a year ago.
Yeah, it was a year ago. I actually reached out to him. He been busy, probably recruiting the rappers. Sonia, let's go to the live line. Who's on the line?
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Real quick. Good morning. Hey, with the rappers, bro. These are not rappers. Y'all act like these some little penny rappers. These are almost billionaire CEOs of major companies. And they got followers. They got Twitter followers. They got millions and millions of people that listen to them. And it's not blacks. So it's not y'all. They ain't worried about y'all. You know who's following them. 75, 85, 90% are young white people.
That's
young
a
white
very
people
good
are
point.
the ones who drive to hip-hop music. So it's deeper than that. And real quick about, with the costumes for Halloween, y'all need to look up why they used to put on costumes, and it started with the Jews. I know you good with the Googling Google that. My sister, Google about wearing the costumes and what Halloween and trick, all that stuff came from. It's an evil day, and when you sometimes when you participate and you do rituals, you're doing rituals that you don't understand, and sometimes it can affect you spiritually. Shalom, we out of show.
Shalom.
I appreciate that. I think he did bring up a very good point. I used to make that point. I think the point. So actually, I'll tell you, I believe him. I actually grew up agreeing with both points. Well, the second point about dressing up for Halloween, but I don't do ghosts and goblins and ghouls and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was
you don't burn sage?
No. And then the other thing is, I do agree that a lot of some of them are CEOs of billion-dollar enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them. Mm-hmm. Not everybody ain't Jay-Z, right? And everybody ain't billionaires getting tossed around just a little bit too much right now.
Right. And let me just say, sorry. Let me just say, having a reality show that follows you around the house does not make you some kind of great CEO.
Right. Well, bingo. I do think they have influence. I guess my question is, if that's the influencer that you're looking for, what does that mean for us?
Right.
It's okay. So we know right now that black men are putting forth a concerted effort to have their voices heard in different regards. And so I think that this is an effort to control the type of black man voice that gets elevated within this conversation, particularly within national politics.
Okay. Look, we're going to talk about it. You know what? I think that whatever happens, and Ruthie, I think you're really on to something. I do believe that there is a thing going on with black men right now. I think there's a thing going on with black men right now, and I don't know if the people they're reaching are influencing the people they think they do, right? So I think Jeezy's peak was not like he would have been like probably a little my age and a little bit beneath, right? I'm not listening to what the hell Jeezy got to say when it comes to, and to the kids, he ain't it's like their influencer is it's almost like they're getting like has-beens, sort of like, and some of these people are using this to reinvent themselves in a different sphere or in a different light. And I think even when you're saying the Jeezy thing, I think he's using that as an opportunity to rebrand with a weak candidate. Sort of like how you notice Jay-Z hasn't come out like all balls to the wall for Joe Biden, because in my estimation, Joe Biden could damage his brand, right? Joe Biden could damage his brand, and it ain't have nothing to do with electing a president, because like he's straight. Plus, he got a crib at Trump Tower. But that's all. That's all part of why we get, Todd. I think about how we brag about we ran Tavis Smiley and Cornel West off, but I think they'd be great to be having as at least a part of the discussion right now.
I didn't mind what they were saying actually, but I do ask, where'd they go?
They got canceled by black people because they questioned Obama, and I think we've gotten to a point where our intellectual class is forced to capitulate to liberal white ideology, and if you are pro-black, it's like the vanilla. Like, think about.
No, the problem with those guys is, in my opinion, they had a business. They were making money off of trying to beat up on the president instead of trying to organize to get the president to do something.
I think that's the excuse people always say, like, you making money to. It's like,
I don't mind them making money, but that was their only living. It wasn't like they were actually.
So you're telling me that Cornel West and Tavis Smiley before, so they no.
Who doesn't always want to make money? Get off that. Come on now,
Todd. You're saying that the only reason that Cornel West and Tavis Smiley were relevant was because they were trying to make money.
No, you said relevant. I said the only reason they were pushing that issue so hard and traveling around the country was because they were making great money off of it.
Who were they making great money from?
Man,
if they got canceled.
Man, that circuit where you go to colleges, they pay good money.
They got put off that circuit by the college students that canceled them.
They only got put off after Obama was out.
No, they got killed.
They did very well for themselves.
Let's check that out because I thought Tavis lost his CBS. He got sued. He got ran off.
He got sued for something different though.
No, he got sued because once you was crossed off, they cross you off and they use everything in the book to hit you with. This the
Salim, say something really smart about this so I can be right.
You still can't even spell capitulate.
I
Look,
cannot.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back. We're gonna talk about the Roscetti Forum. Look, Pat O'Brien is trying to sneak in, but we got to remind people about.
Ain't he an actor?
No, he is an actor.
Yeah, he's acting like he right.
He acting like he ain't trying to set these young brothers up, even though he knew that they weren't guilty, and some of them spent up to 14 years in jail for it. We talked about this story before, but we're going to talk about it again because we need people motivated for this state's attorney's race. We'll be back.
WIFTV AM 1570 WBGX Harvey, Chicago.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Your voice will be heard.
Your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union.
Change will happen.
And so all men of goodwill will go to the polls on November the 3rd. And I hope we will have a great day in our nation so that when we wake up on the 4th of November, we will know that America has made the right decision.
Mark your calendars for What's in It for the Black People Media special election night coverage. This is the nation's only culturally specific digital platform that respects the black community's diverse viewpoints. We're here for you. The only place to stay on top of 2020 election night coverage is on the Maze Jackson page on Facebook and Maze Jackson on YouTube. It all starts Tuesday night at 7.
You know who to vote for. I'm just asking you to vote.
Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like Maze said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
About National Join a Positive Black Organization Day, because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth. Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
He is joining Chicago famous Mr. Rick Party.
I remember meeting the Brat before she was big. We were going to Jack the Rapper conference in Atlanta.
Jack the Rapper again.
So she's sitting, waiting for a plane. She got her braids in her hair, got her overalls on, and she saw me walk up to the gate. She's like, Rich Party, oh my God! She's doing all of that. I said, well, who are you? She goes, I'm the Brat. I'm a new rapper from the, I live on the West Side. I'm with Social Def. I'm about to meet Jermaine Dupri. I did some on Chris Cross's song. I think it was it The Bomb or something like that? Or
Right.
Yeah. She did some on there. So that was my introduction to her. So she would come back to my show every now and then and help me introduce the Coke Top 99. I remember we played a home jam and had people judge her song, right? And some people were like, it's all right, it's okay. And she's like, yo,
Wow.
Straight West Side, man. It was great.
Straight West Side.
Yeah, so.
Chicago famous, 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Hey y'all, this is Salim Muwakil from Muwakil's World. In case you missed the last discussion, this is what you missed.
There was a time when there was a large scale mythology that African people had no endurance. We were only good for sprinting.
Right.
And that was our forte. Other than that, we were useless in marathon races. Establishing your patrimony on the land. If you bury the dead, that means that this land is forever in your family.
Who are our ancestors, really? We are the living ancestors to a whole genealogical line going back hundreds of thousands, millions of years that we carry within us living today. Everyone who preceded us. However, that conception took place, whether it was violently, with rape, or whatever the case, but we are them living today.
That's why it's important to understand our capacity, man. Our capacity is unlimited. We have unlimited potential.
Absolutely.
So make sure you tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Biggest threat to Illinois citizens from Washington is health care costs and policies. Senior citizens have their Social Security reduced from Medicaid, and some of our senior citizens live off $3 a week for food allowance. Working families are facing bankruptcy over policy and limit and costs. Drug prices require decision between food and Medicaid. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Vote for me and send me to Washington. God bless.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all this, that dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies of the politicians. We need money, no symbolism. It's Maze and Sonia and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' start. They ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed us all.
What's in it for the black people? All the lies we didn't heard before. It's time to pay attention, you gotta do more than listen. Need some action with it on the count of 3. Let's go.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Excuse me. It's Brother Todd today. Sister Ruthie, Sister Sonia, all in the building. Y'all, we are doing our thing. All right, let me do this. I have we've been having a little fun today, but I think we're gonna before we take you out on this Friday, I want to take you back. You know, we talked about this. We had these guys. Well, we actually had this brother on about a year ago, here to tell us his story, and I'm gonna bring him back, and I'm gonna let him. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up off this mic, and I'm going to let him tell his story. But I want you to think just want to set the stage. Imagine being 14, 13, 12 years old, and you are stopped by the police for a crime that you have not committed. You know you're innocent. They lock you up. They question you under intense circumstances, even torture you. And you find yourself behind bars. Up to 14 years for a crime that you know that you didn't commit. Now, that's not what it usually looks like on the movies. In the movies, you always know that the cavalry is going to come. Matthew McConaughey is going to come through and tell a story that's going to save the day, and you are going to be free, and you're going to go home, and it's always going to work out right. That's what you just know that that's how it's supposed to work. Well, unfortunately, in Cook County, we know that that's not how it works. Oftentimes, what we find is that we were known as the, what do they say, the wrongful conviction capital of the world. Yes, sir. And so today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back, because right now we got a state's attorney's race that is going on.
Come on.
And we got Pat O'Brien. Our girl Kim Fox is in the race of her life. And in the race of her life, we got a white guy who is walking around here trying to pretend like he is going to right the wrongs that have happened over the last 4 years that he believes. That because he's going to take us back. Take us back to a time where you were guilty until proven innocent. Take us back to a time where as long as you was a young and black man, they could sell the story and lock you away for life. We hear about law and order. Well, let's talk about it. Today, I got brother Omar Muhammad. You may hear this, you've been hearing about the stories of the Roscetti Four. 4 of our young brothers who were locked up at an early age, spent 14 years behind bars at the hands of Pat O'Brien, who is now trying to resell himself as someone new. So here's what I'm going to do. Brother Omar, I'm going to turn the mic over to you, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell your story. Welcome to What's in It for the Black People Media. And you brought your brother Larry, what's your last name, sir?
Alazil, beloved.
So hit that. Make sure y'all going to be working that mic right there. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to turn the mic over to you all, and I want you to tell us the story of the Roscetti Four. Tell us what happened, how we got here.
Oh, okay. First, I want to send a shout out and say thanks for bringing us on the show, Brother Mace and Brother Todd Stroger. We really appreciate being here on this wonderful platform, and we are thankful that we got voices like y'all in the community that can get the truth out. So with that said, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Omar Muhammad, formerly Omar Saunders of the Roscetti Four, and I got with me today Larry Allens. Basically, our story, like Mace said, was it was a tragedy in that we were 14, 16, 17-year-olds, and we had been falsely imprisoned for the brutal murder of medical student Lori Ann Roscetti here in Chicago. Our case was one of those type of tragedies where this woman had been brutally killed on the west side of Chicago, and they couldn't solve the crime. And for 3 months, they were looking for a person who was a blood type O secretor. They determined.
Wait. I was reading the report. What is a blood type O secretor? And I know and keep it clean for the people because we out on church station. So explain to me what that means.
Yeah, we're finna have scientific school right
now. Okay.
Come on, Omar.
Okay, a O secretor is a person that you can determine his ABO blood type substances in his in bodily fluids, semen, saliva, sweat, and tears. A non-secretor, back then, you can only detect that person from his blood. You can only get the blood type out the blood. You couldn't get it from the semen. And in this case, the perpetrators left the blood type O secretor, and they were excluding people from October 30th.
Explain to me. Stop. Let me back you up. What does excluding people mean?
Excluding mean they were leaving people out. Whoever didn't fit the blood type of the profile, they would let them go.
Okay.
They would let them go. So they had been excluding people from October 86 all the way up to January 87. 87, correct? So they couldn't solve the case. And they end up reaching out to a guy named Robert Ressler. Robert Ressler, he was an FBI profiler up in Quantico, Virginia. And you had a police officer here who used to terrorize our community named Tom Cronin.
Oh, wait, Tom Cronin?
Tom Cronin.
Man, Tom Cronin he's still rocking now.
Ain't no doubt.
And he's over the strategic. I got to figure that name out because that guy is still doing stuff right now. He actually is some kind of strategic. Go ahead. I got to dig that one up.
Yeah, but this guy Tom Cronin was he was a detective here in Chicago, but he was striving to be an FBI agent. So he was going up to Quantico, Virginia, and he was a student of the famous Robert Ressler.
Okay.
And since he had knowledge of Robert Ressler and they couldn't solve the case, they turned over all the records of the Roscetti case to this guy, Robert Ressler, who gave them a profile. And Robert Ressler told them, look, this case to me looked like 3 to 6 black males you've done this from ages 13 to maybe 21. That's who y'all should be looking for. And he told them this was the crime of opportunity and that, whoever did this had been locked up previously for crimes and things of that nature. So the police to make a long story short, the police took this profile, and because they couldn't solve the case, they compiled a list of 92 names.
Now, how did they make this list of 92 names? Like when you say they compiled it, well, how did they make the list?
Well, but basically they went back and they went to the arrest records of all African Americans in the community who had been arrested for previous crimes, maybe breaking into the railroad carts over in the village, locked up for robberies, theft, burglaries, and all this. So they compiled a list of 92 names of people who had been locked up before.
Okay, and so you all were on that list of 92.
Exactly.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, so we can be full disclosure, what kind of past did everybody have?
I was on that list.
Larry was on that list. I ended up coming on with. When I was younger, I had been locked up for theft cases.
Okay.
I did burglaries and stuff like that. But you got to remember, Robert Ressler told them, look for people who had been locked up, who had marginal background.
Got it. Okay.
That was key to framing us.
Okay.
So they went to look for that. That was the first stage.
Got it.
Okay. So they end up bringing in a Marcellus Bradford.
Okay.
He was the first one that they brought in.
He was one. Did you all know him?
Matter of fact, I go back. They brought in Larry Ollins.
Right.
Larry. Now, did you know these guys on the list?
No.
Talk to the mic.
No, I didn't know
Go
the
close
guys
to
on
the
the
mic.
list.
I
I
need you.
didn't know the guys on the list because I didn't know who was on the list. We found out later on through police reports that what that list was composed of. But we all grew up together in the neighborhood. As far as the list, though. No.
Okay, so but y'all knew of each other.
We knew of each
Okay,
other.
because y'all was from the same neighborhood. Okay,
Right,
go ahead.
Right.
Okay.
Which is Abla.
Which is
Okay, the Abla homes.
Abla
Now,
homes.
for my listeners that don't know, where's Abla?
Abla's on the west side of Chicago, on Roosevelt and Ashland.
Okay.
13th Street, 15th Street.
Got
15th
it.
Street.
Okay. Keep on.
Okay.
So now you're on this list. They round up people. How does it wind down to you four? They done had 92 people on the list, and it gets down to 4 people. How does that happen?
Ain't no doubt about it. Okay, when they bring Larry in because of crimes that we had been accused of when we were younger, they know they needed people who had marginal background. So they brought Larry in. And Larry can actually tell you what happened. What happened when they brought you in?
Oh man. Well, I was brought into the police station January 24th, and I was being held secretly.
What you mean held secretly? Explain that to me.
Because when they took me into the police station, they wasn't letting my family know where I was. My mom knew that the police had come to the house and took me into the station without letting her know why. I just happens to go with them because I knew I hadn't been involved in no crimes, and so I really didn't care about going with them. So
So the police come get you. You ain't got your mama, and you go with them, and once you get there, what do they say to you? What do they do?
Oh, it wasn't no doubt about it. They was gonna take me from my mom, whether she liked it or not. That's the way that came off, you know. Like I just went with them. But
keep talking to it. I need you to get closer to the mic, just because there's people listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. So once they took me down to the station, man, it was like a young teenager in the police station. I'm in the room with them for many hours, and it was like, man, they were just sending cops in repeatedly to physically, try to just break me.
So when you say physically break you, how old are you?
Fighting. I was 16 at the time, 16 years old. I just turned 16.
And they come in there and they whooping on you? They trying to whoop on you? Are you swinging back? You chained up? Talk to me what's going on. Tell me the truth, man. Tell the people what happened. You get pulled over by the police. They take you to the holding cell. They got you sitting there. They questioning you. Right. It's not like they sitting there questioning you like you got the hot lamp on you and they giving you water and they offering you a cheeseburger.
Right.
Y'all at it.
Yeah, exactly. So, because they had all intentions on the world of, trying to get me to curse me first, because I had the juvenile background, and when I was a juvenile, they had tricked me and coerced me in my first juvenile case with the police when I first went to juvenile.
So let me tell you. So I'm gonna break this one down real quick. When they get you and they decide you going, they got you. Now they'll say, "Do you want to go home?" Yeah, I want to go home. Sign this paper. Sign this paper. You sign the paper. The next thing you know, they got you on the file and they got you in the books. So we got you, Larry. You done got locked up. That you scrapping with the cops. When do you know that you getting locked up? When do you know they putting the case on you?
Okay.
And what it's for?
All the while I'm in the police station, they confronting me with the facts of the case. I didn't know. I only heard about the case, but they confronting me with the facts of the case. So it's almost like if I had been, let's just say, if I had if what they did to me and was trying to do to me physically, we fighting, brawling, like you said. I'm 16 years old, coming from the projects, Alba, and it's kind of like we're used to brawling with each other for play. So in the dark, when they had me in the room, the first day, hour after hour after hour, they something. It's like I'm in a dark room like this, and it's so pitch black, and I had been in there so many hours. All I see is physical shadows coming in. I can't see their faces. I just see like shadows coming in. So I started counting them. I'm like, man, 1, 2, 3. So the numbers kept going up, and I can't see them. So now the heat is starting to, the temperature in the room starting to change. What I know today to be is, when bodies pile in the room, the temperature changed. So I'm starting to get hot, and I could feel like a person up on me, and
now you handcuffed or what's?
I got one handcuffed to the wall, and everything else is loose. And man, they went throwing punches from there, and I went throwing my little punches from there, and then they turned the lights on and went through these different stages of trying to coerce me with the lights situation. Then they come back in repeatedly, and that's what I end up in the fighting.
When do they break you? When do you finally say I give?
I never did that.
He never broke, man.
That never.
It was him.
So
never
I was.
Broke. He never broke. Let me go. Let me get this part in here. Mace, Larry never broke. What happened when Larry was there? They wanted to take exemplars of semen. Of saliva and blood exemplar. He wouldn't give them to him. So his caseworker found out that he was there.
Right.
They weren't going to let anyone know he was there. So this caseworker found out he was there. So when the caseworker come and found out he was there, then they alert the mom, because he wouldn't give them no exemplars. So the mom came, Larry's mom came, and she talked her son into giving them saliva.
Wait, your mom told him to do it?
Yes, because that broke the days of them holding me. That's what really let my mom and them know where I was, because I had my probation officer, truant officer, because I was a juvenile, and I had to check in with this person. Mm-hmm. And that was my check-in day on the third day, on the second day. Other than that, they would have had me in there for a long time, and for I don't know how long.
Now, where were you at?
I was at Area 4, Harrison and Kedzie.
Damn, Harrison and Kedzie. Everybody know about Harrison and Kedzie. I remember when White Boy was about to shoot it with a missile, but I'll leave that alone.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
let me. So now tell me, because we, you know what? I'm gonna take this over. I'm gonna let this go a little bit longer than I intended. But what I got to do is now I got to tell me, how do we get to all 4 of you all? How do all 4 of you all now wind up in jail and become the Roscetti 4? And how do they pin the 4 of you? And then when do y'all all look around and be like, damn?
Okay, we're gonna get right to it then. After Larry came, they let Larry go. Larry came back to the community.
Okay.
And this is how this went down.
Okay.
We in the hallway in 1520? 1510. We in 1510 DVG. And we in the hallway, and it's me and Bradford, and Larry comes in. He like, man, Hoggy, man, the police had me the other night, man, about that murder on that woman on the tracks, man. And they was trying to put the murder on me. Yeah. And Larry just threw it out there, and he kept it moving like it wasn't nothing.
Because actually I had some, we back in the days, so I had money waiting on me in the neighborhood. My boy McKinley, my high school friend.
But it was swift how he did it. Right. He threw it on us, and I remember Hoggy saying, man, I don't know what they looking for me for. I ain't did nothing. And it went away.
It's like I had just came out of hell, and I just came from up out of there. Right. So I come through the back of the building, and I see Omar, and I see Marcellus Bradford. So it's like I said, man, Hoggy, the police just had me in the station, man. They mentioned your name. They saying something about the railroad tracks. So y'all let the brothers know, man, these people was they up to something.
That's how they
know. And,
so
and I kept going.
He kept
going.
Go
get to my boy and get to my money.
Now, that's so normalized. That's crazy 16. That it's normalized that you just went through this trauma. And the first thing, that was some straight trauma, and you just keep on moving because it's what is normal and it's normalized in the neighborhood.
In our neighborhood.
Now, 4 people, you done tell the brothers what happened. Right. The brothers now, everybody is on alert as to what's going on. How did the police come?
All right. Now,
how did they get all 4 of you?
After that happens, me and Hoggy, we leave Larry. Larry keeps it moving. And I think I tell Hoggy, I'm going back out to the south side. I'll be back tomorrow. And when I left and came back, Bradford was gone. Marcellus Bradford has been arrested. Don't nobody know they done kidnapped him. And they got him in the same position when they had Larry. Okay. And they did the same thing to Bradford. But in this situation, they took all of Bradford's clothes off. And they beat him. And they held Bradford for a long time. We no one knew what Bradford was. So Bradford, they whooped him.
You ain't know what Bradford. You should have known what was up, right?
No,
you ain't say
no because
he didn't know.
You know, I'm honestly thinking like, well, I wasn't thinking like these people can come and frame us.
Right.
Got it.
I was just thinking, hey man, I went through the police station. They failed at jumping me and trying to coerce me. And they mentioned some of my one of my neighborhood friends' name, and they let me out. But actuality, it was my supervisor presence because I had to check in that day, and that's what made them let my mom and them know I was there. Okay. That's what got me up out of there.
Right. Got it. Okay. So now get me to.
We getting right to that now. So when they beat Bradford, they were successful, Maze. They were successful. So they had a confession already written, already typed up. And they beat Bradford, and they got Bradford to sign it. Okay. And in that confession that he signed, it was Larry's name mentioned, Larry's little cousin, Kelvin Ollins, and Marcella's name was in it, and a guy named Daniels. Okay. So when they sign that confession, when he signs it, they go out now. They go back.
And get everybody.
They go get Larry.
Okay.
They go get Larry, they go get his cousin, and they couldn't find this guy, Daniel. You know what I'm talking about? They couldn't find him. Yeah. So they go out, and it's 3 of them arrested. And now it hits the news back in the 80s that, hey, it's a 4th guy out there. And everyone in the village knew that I was the one who rolled with Marcellus Bradford. We were best friends. You see? So after they get those 3, I go visit Bradford, and I see that Bradford had visible swelling from being beat up by the police officers. And Bradford told me, he said, oh, man, I ain't do this. He said, man, they tried to make me put your name in it. And I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So when I get back to the community, sure enough, the detectives are trying to pull me off the street secretly, which is not normal. If you done something, they just come and get
grab you.
So I knew something was going down. Something was going down wrong. So Marcellus Bradford's mother, Lavinia Bradford, got Rush Ewing, WLS
Yep, Rush Ewing. Man used to take people. Man, we know because Rush Ewing knew you wasn't gonna get killed. They make sure they wouldn't kill
me. So I went in with Rush Ewing, and when I went in with Rush Ewing, Area 4 came and got me from off of 71st and Cottage Grove. And when they brought me in, Mace, that's when it hit what was really going on. When they brought me in, they didn't bring me in telling me that this murder went down and you was accused in it. And they was telling me that Bradford ain't your friend. Bradford ain't your friend. We know they did this crime. And they brought in a typed up confession that they say Bradford had told them. And in that initial confession, he mentioned me. That's what they told me. So as I'm looking at the confession, I'm knowing this can't be true because I'm not on the west side in October. So what they was trying to do, they was trying to make me think, see, he supposed to be your best friend, but he was trying to put you in this murder. So what we need you to do is we need you to say that you was up there that night breaking in the railroad carts. And you saw 4 guys, and one of them you couldn't identify that well, in the white broad. You know, and you saw and you heard the screaming. As you got closer, you seen these 4 guys, and one of them you couldn't identify. I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Now it's all. When do y'all all 4 know it's y'all 4? Because y'all all know each other from the day.
Three of them in jail. 3 of us know each other. He go to killer. 2 of us don't know his little cousin. Me and Marcellus Bradford never met Kelvin a day in his life. The first time we met Kelvin, Mace, we were standing in the courtroom.
Y'all know this sound like Central Park 5.
No.
Go ahead.
Now, speaking of Central Park 5, Robert Wrestler.
We come back to that. So Baker, we're gonna give it all to May. We're gonna make sure they get this. So look, so basically Kelvin, we had never met Kelvin before. So when I wouldn't do what they wanted me to do, they couldn't let me go, Mace, because I was already on the news. Okay. And they figured that if they let me go, I'm gonna tell the media, hey, they tried to tell me to say that though, so they couldn't let me go. So they put me in and made me. She's trying to get your attention, man. They put me in it and tried to make me. They didn't try to make me. They made me one of the 4th guys. So now we come to how all 4 of us are in the courtroom. That's how they did it. You know, they tricked Calvin, who had a learning disability, and they got him to sign a confession. So now they got 2 confessions signed. So now they got 2 confessions, and in order to get me, the detective, James Mercurio, he made up an oral statement on me and said I told him that Kelvin had sex with the woman for 2 minutes. So that was all it took for them to charge me. That the European cop said that I told him that Kelvin had sex with the woman for 2 minutes. So now all 4 of us are indicted and we are charged with this murder. But everyone knew 3 months prior to all 4 of us being charged that the blood type of this person who raped this woman was an O secretor.
Right.
It was all over the police reports. So when we get arrested, they pass the case off to none other than Patrick O'Brien.
All right, so this is where we got to be clear. Patrick O'Brien. Now let's be clear. Patrick O'Brien is the person that is now being put up against our girl Kim Fox.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think that right now sometimes what happens is everybody forgets the past history. Right? And everybody wants to remember the last 2 years or got such short-term memory, and they hope that we forget the past. Remember, the whole reason we started What's in It for the Black People Voters Guide was because of these judges and because of these people who were part of this system that the party had us voting for.
That's right.
These people that 30 years ago were doing these things to our people knowingly. Right? And as Kim is as the state's attorney Fox is trying to unright these wrongs, they don't want you to think of this story. Exactly. Remember, they tell you better 100 guilty men go free than 1 innocent man be locked up. We are the wrongful conviction capital of the world, and these white boys don't care. Now you got a book about this, so I'm gonna let you tell us about the book, and then you're gonna keep telling me the story. Tell me the book's name and where people can get it.
This is The Kids Who Cried Wolf, the Roscetti case. This book you can get on Amazon.
Okay.
And you can actually get the book directly from me too. Again, I want to thank you again, Mace, because originally you brought me on, you and Tamika and Todd, and y'all supported
Shout out
the book.
to Tamika Holt.
Y'all supported the book and the door. It's ironic because that was a year ago and this is the year anniversary. And in this book, I actually dared Patrick O'Brien. I named all of them. Patrick O'Brien, Christy S. Burkos, all of the attorneys, because Kim Foxx is trying to correct wrong in the criminal justice system. And what's ironic is the criminal justice system started off with the police, the defense counsel, state's attorneys, and the judge. Why this book is so powerful is because if you just read the back of it, in this book I accused all of the people, not just Patrick O'Brien. I accused our attorneys and the judge.
Your attorneys?
That's right. My attorney.
What was your attorneys then? Who were your attorneys?
My attorney name was Tom Allen. He became.
Don't say an alderman.
He became an alderman.
Tom Allen. This is the same time. Okay, so just so y'all know, because this is a small world.
Tom Allen was your public defender.
He was. They assigned him as a private attorney to all of us.
Because remember, Black Death is a hustle.
That's right.
Right. So the white boys get paid to still shop you off to the people, so that they guys still win and they still get the billable hours. Now let me just back up on Tom Allen, because you need to realize that. Remember when Chief Judge Tim Evans was under full assault and all the white boys lined up against him? Mm-hmm. It was Tom Allen that they were trying to put in that space. But what I also need for y'all to understand is that this is an interconnected network.
That's right.
Right? The Irish boys.
Oh, that's
the green team. You talk about the green team as it relates to politics, and we talk about Ed Burke, but we also got to talk about how the green team is interwoven into the whole criminal justice system. Exactly. So the police, the attorney, right? The police, the prosecutor, all the way up the chain. Now, who was let me back up, because I think there's some more important pieces to this. Who was the state's attorney during this time?
Richard M. Daley. That's who the state's attorney was.
Now, who would that be?
Captain America.
The mayor.
He became the mayor right behind the brother. I forget his name.
He came right after Harold Washington.
He had
after Gene Sawyer.
Gene, you saw it, right?
He hiding under Captain America on Facebook. So when you log in, I'm exposing you today, Daily. Get on up and let that sister go. You see, up out of that closet. She ain't left already.
Go ahead, we get some scoops. Captain America.
I know you hiding up under Captain America, because I've practically dig out everybody that thumb up the cop page and like anything about him. I stay up night and night
O'Brien.
sniffing them out.
He's supporting O'Brien.
Yes, sir. He's supporting O'Brien.
Is the Old Boy Network behind this O'Brien race, do you think? Cause
ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no doubt about it, Mace, because initially last year in March, a book was written about us. It was called On the Night of a Blood Moon, written by a guy named Peter Carl.
Can I tell you something? I think I was on Fox the same day.
Tiger Lily liked the book.
Exactly. He was there. He was on WGN.
I was there. Okay, go ahead. Talk to me.
Now, this book is a fiction book, but the book is totally defamatory of us, because this book was making the argument that it was 2 abductions, that the first 2 guys abducted her and took her off somewhere and raped her and let her go, and on the way home she ran into us. So we end up catching the book, and we end up we have a litigation right now against that book and Amazon for what took place. Right. But come to find out, the police they pushed the book way back last year, and we couldn't figure out why they pushing this book, and they know we're innocent. Phil Klein. Come to find out, the FOP is supporting Patrick O'Brien for state's attorney, and they understand that Kim Foxx, in this case that happened to us, is a big case. So to minimize the case, they are launching an assault on us with this defamatory book.
So that was they was carpet bombing in advance, because they wanted to discredit you, knowing that they had a game plan.
Exactly.
See how white boys play checkers and we play chess. I mean, how they play chess and we play checkers. Exactly. So they already trying to kill your book tour and kill raise the awareness of people of you, because they about to put the guy who was their chief guy who led this, and they can't have this coming up not in the face of this criminal justice reform.
And he's also responsible for 27 wrongful convictions.
Yeah, we're gonna get to all that. Let's
let me ask you a quick question, because people were. So we're talking 1988 now.
1988.
Okay.
86 is when the murder happened. 88 is when we went to trial.
When you went to trial.
And then, okay. And I think this is important. So it's 1986 that you get the case. She's murdered.
October 18, 1986.
How long was the court process?
court process. Larry Bradford and Larry's little cousin Kelvin was arrested January. I was arrested February of '87. We all went to trial '88.
Now, was y'all locked up the whole time you was in trial?
The whole time. The whole time.
So you was in the juvie, or you was in the county?
Me and Bradford were initially in the county.
Okay.
And then they brought Larry over when he turned a certain age. But Kelvin stayed in juvenile the whole process.
Now, you're sitting in trial.
Yeah.
You know you didn't do it. Ain't no doubt. And when do you realize that this thing ain't going your way? Like, is there a point when you say we gonna beat this? Like, is there, when you first start, did you feel like once you was locked up it was over, or did you say, man, this gonna come out right? This is gonna come out right? Did you have hope? Let me ask that first.
Ain't no doubt about it. We all had hope because we was innocent, so we couldn't do nothing but think, oh, the truth gonna come out when the trial. We don't know that this is not gonna be the case because they done set some high assassins in on us. These lawyers done gave us, their duty is to make sure that this laboratory report that I brought today for you, Mason, I'm gonna explain that O'Brien is terrified about. See, their duty was to make sure this never came out because this could have sent us home.
Ooh, so we're gonna expose that in a minute. You got to say that that's got to be the cliffhanger.
Okay.
That's the
It's
cliffhanger.
just like you said, Maze, there's a presumption of guilt as soon as they take him in.
Right. There was a presumption of guilt. Now. So now, how long was the trial? Give me how long was it?
Man, our trials because of the horrendous nature of this crime. My trial didn't last. I think it was a few hours.
Wait. This wasn't like, like I'm thinking there's gonna be a blockbuster. I can't see a blockbuster trial that's gonna go like 6 weeks, 10 weeks. They gonna be bringing in expert witnesses, and your lawyer's gonna be like, "We've got to save them."
No, none of that.
How long was your case?
My case, my trial was about 3-4 hours. How long was your trial?
Oh man, like about the same.
About the same amount.
About the same.
About 3-4 hours.
3 or 4 hours to determine the fate of your life, right?
Right.
Because we gonna get to the papers, but I gotta ask you, when the trial happens, and was it jury trial or did you do a bench?
We did it. We all did a jury trial.
How long did it take for them to come back with the verdict?
All us together. About 8 hours. No, we're gonna use Peter Carr's words. That's what he said.
Yeah, like
8 hours. All us together didn't take them no more than 8 hours.
So 2 hours each.
2 hours each.
So 2 hours each. They determine. Now tell me what happens when you, knowing that you're innocent, they walk back into the room. The foreman of the jury speaks, and they tell you you're guilty. What is going through your mind?
I'm gonna go first because I was before Larry, and then Larry he can get you. When they told me, when they said guilty, before they brought me out, my lawyer came to the back and he said, "Omar, they're gonna try to give you life." This Tom Allen, I never forget this guy. And he said,
Tom Allen, I need y'all to understand, Tom Allen still walks amongst us. Right. He is a judge right now in Cook County.
This is what he told me. Omar, look, when you go out there, just tell the judge they're gonna ask you, how do you have anything to say? Just tell them you feel sorry that the woman died the way she did. And I looked at him. I said, wouldn't that be like
this is Tom Allen telling you this?
This Tom Allen. I said, wouldn't that be like saying I'm guilty or something? He said, no, it would be like you showing remorse. And I'm thinking to myself, there's people die every day we don't cry about and say we sorry they died because we had nothing to do with it. So my instincts told me to just tell him I'm going to do it. I said, okay, I'll do it. Because I wanted to see what he was going to say because he's going to be the one arguing in mitigation for me.
Now back up, arguing in mitigation, which is what?
That's when you're arguing points that why you shouldn't get this guy this much time and why he should, come home.
And how long is the time between the time they bang the gavel and tell you you're guilty before you got to go get sentenced?
Once they say we guilty, they gave you another court date to come on back.
Okay.
They give you about a 30-day court date.
And what you doing in the meantime?
In the meantime, I'm really not too much in disbelief because I saw what happened to the young kid before me. I saw Kelvin, Larry's little cousin Kelvin, get found guilty for doing this crime with us. So I knew then if they found him guilty and we don't even know him, I'm in some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It was that type of situation. But I remember telling the judge this. You know, the judge actually have anything to say. I told him, God, no. And this is in the record. All our statements in the record. I told the court at 19, God know and I know I ain't had nothing to do with this crime. And when God see fit for me to walk out of here, I'm going to walk out of here. That was my attitude that day in court.
Yeah, me, it was kind of the same because I saw everybody get convicted before me. I was last.
Damn.
So it was like watching, today it's like, when I think about it today in legal terms, in a judicial term, it's almost like having your brothers and your mother and your sister and uncle watch their son get hanged and then watch the other son get hanged and the last one to go just saw all of this. So I was that guy to see them all go, so and I knew they didn't do it. I knew my two friends, Omar and Brad and Hoggy, didn't do the case, didn't know my cousin. So it was always, like just a weird picture because it's like, we were some little, get around type of teens back then. We from Jewtown, Albla, Canal, Taylor. We from that area, and so we moved around a lot, but they never knew my little cousin. My little cousin is from Cabrini Greens. He grew up there all his life. His mom couldn't read, and he couldn't read, so it was an advantage for the police to get him to sign that statement. But I knew I was gone because I watched them leave.
All right, y'all. We got 10 minutes. So now I'm giving you the 10 minutes to close, but I do need to understand. Tell me, how do you adapt when you off the street, you going to the joint? How do you adapt? Do you got to get it in how you live? Are you fighting for some? Do people care that you innocent? Because everybody say they innocent. And talk to me just a touch about that experience, only because very few people ever really we see the entry, like we hear the story, and then we hear the triumphant exit. And I don't think that sometimes people recognize. I can't imagine what it sounds like the first time that door closes and for the fact you ain't going to the crib. And then getting on that bus and being on that bus and going to the place and being like, and you pulling up to this mug. And I done watched enough TV to be like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. But I think it is important to share what kind of mindset you got to get into. Cause y'all came out.
Yeah.
Right, y'all came out whole, y'all came out standing straight up, looking the camera in the eye, being like, man, we finna talk to me about perseverance.
Well, basically, we was when we first went in there. I say this definitely for Larry, myself, and Brad, for people like us, because of the neighborhood we was from.
Okay.
The street organizations, although they being knocked and giving bad hits. But the truth is, when we went through prison back then, the street organizations actually provided a haven that protected us.
Okay.
And because we were from the village, the street organization from that community, it protected us.
Okay. That's beautiful.
It was those group of brothers who actually encouraged us to get education.
Okay.
Made us learn.
Okay.
And I'm forever thankful to those guys for pushing me in that direction, that opened my mind where I can fight back. So. Okay. That's why we came home strong, because of them brothers in the penitentiary who I've been there. So we don't forget those brothers who made sure that certain principles was instilled in us so that we can stand firm.
How do you not give up? Like how you not give up? How do you not give up?
Well, me, I have to speak, for myself personally. Yes. But I'm gonna tell you something. I just saw 1160 North Cedric on the internet. And that's my little cousin building. He stayed in Calvin Cabrini Green. So I'm started reading a lot of people and stuff.
Right, you better go back. Anyway, let me tell you what. You should go back later on today and read the comments. Right, read them because you're doing them. But read them and read what people tell you, because you'll be very encouraged.
Yes, sir. Like Omar said, coming from the ghetto, and it's like a natural thing to take place. To see like a little dude and he got a little muscle about him. Our babies grow up like that in the ghetto, and sometimes that playing football on the concrete, that softball on the concrete, it play a role in your stand, in a situation like this. So, my spirit attitude related to that level of aggression, it was kind of like you know, it was a natural thing.
You stepped up.
Then that bus ride is like taking, pulling the strings on your thread on your jacket, and you know it keep going, and it's like a bunch of butter. You know that butterfly feeling in your stomach.
Yes.
It's like pulling that string, and the butterflies just keep coming. That feeling keep rolling.
That's what I want.
You know, so for me it was like that ride, and you know, even though I had been to juvenile for a crime that I participated in as a young boy, but this ride was a ride like before. You know,
because your sentence was what?
Natural life plus 75 years. They gave us natural life for the murder, 30 years for the robbery, 30 years for the
Tom Allen,
and 15 years for the kidnapping.
Can I pause real quick? Because you know how everybody sent out the letters to get Michael Tooman? Mm-hmm. Tom Allen gonna come back up around for a judge. Right, I know he's gonna come up for a judge for retention very soon. So I want y'all to remember this story too, because right before we finish with O'Brien, because I need you to close out, because that report, y'all. You know how we say, you know, mugs say they got receipts.
Yeah, receipts.
These brothers have receipts that there was a conspiracy. We're going to have to do a whole nother just straight up podcast segment on this. But I need you to tell us, because see, some of our brothers and sisters sometimes get a little confused. They got short-term memory, right? And then somebody come with a little couple bucks, and the next thing they talking about, they don't want to be with Kim Fox. We with Kim Fox around here. I need you to understand, help people understand who this Pat O'Brien was in the past. And you got papers to show that he was participating in your framing. Go ahead.
Pat O'Brien, he from that regime of wearing niggers by the pound. They had a Tribune investigation where they discovered that in the state's attorney's office that they had a program where they were challenging each other, who can convict the most, and they would weigh these people that was convicted. And it was called weighing niggas by the pound.
What?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was called.
Niggas by the pound.
Google
Chicago Tribune, niggas by the pound.
You can read that article. It's in the. You can
spell the word out, nigga. The whole alphabet.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna come up. And I was actually weighed, but I didn't know that's what that was back then until I came home and read this article by the Tribune. I'm like, wow, now I was weighed.
Can I point something out? Yeah. Remember the picture of the two black boys? The one black boy who they had the antlers on his head,
right?
And they was posing with the gun, and they had his tongue hanging out like he was a shot deer,
right?
Still animals in their mind. Talk to me about that report.
Okay, this laboratory report. This laboratory report is a report that was created October 20th, 1987. This report comes as a result of Patrick O'Brien's assistant, George Velsich. George Velsich right now is the campaign finance manager for Patrick O'Brien. He was his assistant in framing us. And in this document that I got here, you can see where George Velsich requested for exemplars from all four, the Roscetti 4 in 87, in the months of May and June. They determined what our secreta statuses was in 87. In October the 20th, they knew that all four of the Roscetti 4 were non-secretas.
Don't be scared to have no
the person who did this crime was an old secretor. That meant he was a blood type.
Right, because they had the list of 92. Like we get. I mean, hold on. But the paper shows that. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, because what I'm gonna need you to do is leave me a copy of that. Because then I'm gonna scan it. I'm gonna put it up so people can see it. Because what you'll see is in it that it says this guy ain't it.
That's right.
This guy ain't it. This guy ain't it.
That's right.
So once you know, now this is before the advanced DNA testing. They already knew.
That's right, man.
So now you telling me you spent how many years? Each one of y'all spent how many years?
47 years altogether.
Collectively 47 years, and their proof was sitting on somebody's desk
all along,
and they ignored it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the belief in your heart when you know you didn't do something wrong? When you know you didn't do, man, and I'm gonna say like this: when I don't think nobody said they was an angel. Mm-hmm. But you know you didn't do that. And you know what you're not capable of.
Exactly.
You know what you ain't gonna do.
That's right.
You know,
and they can look at you and bang the gavel and watch you go and give away 47 collective years of your life, and then get on a TV commercial.
That's right.
Get on a TV commercial and pretend like none of that happened.
And talk about integrity.
I got my girl Kristen McQuarrie coming on on election night. She's the editor of the Chicago Tribune. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to ask her, did she see these reports? Because I saw today they had a big couple pages, should have been on the front page. However, because I think everybody's trying to clean up their act, right? One of the things that needs to happen right now is we black folks need to remind our people who Patrick O'Brien is.
Exactly.
Right? We need to do our job. I haven't seen a lot of campaigning this cycle, but I think it's important. I think we hear a lot about Donald Trump. I don't care about what happened. I'm not the net. Don't ask me about what's going on in the nation. I got two brothers sitting right here, right? Two brothers sitting right here that we know, we can touch, we can feel.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that this was the wrongful conviction capital of the world. Now, essentially, these mugs are saying it's okay as long as you lock up the nigga. He already said it.
That's what they say.
Niggas by the pound.
That's it.
That's painful.
And the niggas by the pound led to the 2 Ryan Harris babies being.
You remember that case, don't you?
You know, and they were so bizarre in their conduct in that case that, you know, biologically it's impossible for a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Think about what they are willing to do to our kids, though. Think about that. Think about that. Like, so if they was willing to do it to a 4 and a 6-year-old, think about what they willing to do to. When I tell you there's a war on black men, there is a war on black men.
And to be exact, when was they like 6 and 9? The Ryan Harris kids.
It was 7 and 8 year olds.
So, but you know, now mind you, biologically, it's impossible for a male child to produce the spermatozoa cell. So why wouldn't an adult investigator, police officer, who would coerce some kids and say that they confess to the crime that where spermatozoa was left at the scene, why would they associate them with the crime and not even know biologically these kids can't even? I'm pretty sure a nurse in a nursing school probably was looking at that saying, man, a kid can't even produce no spermatozoa. They found sperm in the kid, all over the kid. A 9-year-old and a 6-year-old ain't even capable of producing this white stuff. It hasn't developed in their body yet, biologically.
Right.
So
Terrible.
On top of them being proven innocent, man, that's how insane this out to frame.
The story of the Roscetti 4. I gotta go.
Okay.
You gotta go. Tell us the name of the book.
The name of the book is The Kids Who Cried Wolf, the Roscetti case. It can be obtained at Amazon.com.
Now tell people how they can find you on social media, on digital media. Y'all, and if you ain't got one, y'all better get it, because y'all about to get y'all some fan club.
Yeah. We got a page called The Kids Who Cried Wolf on Facebook, on Twitter. You can go on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and you can see The Kids Who Cried Wolf. We also just developed a website, www.roscetti4foundation.org.
You know what? Stay tuned. We might have y'all on. We gotta go, but we probably have y'all on election night to retell that story before we go. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, you know what? Our commercial free. Don't forget who Pat O'Brien is. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
AM 1570, WBGX Harvey, Chicago. The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIFTBPM.
Your voice will be heard.
Your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union.
Change will happen.
And so all men of goodwill will go to the polls on November 3rd. And I hope we will have a great day in our nation, so that when we wake up on the 4th of November, we will know that America has made the right decision.
Mark your calendars for What's in It for the Black People Media special election night coverage. This is the nation's only culturally specific digital platform that respects the black community's diverse viewpoints. We're here for you. The only place to stay on top of 2020 election night coverage is on the Maze Jackson page on Facebook and Maze Jackson on YouTube. It all starts Tuesday night at 7.
You know who to vote for. I'm just asking you to vote.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek-letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Week events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Week members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek-letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like May said. Remy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, that not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every Black holiday has something to do with calling off from work. Right.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth. Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people, for the black people, for the black people, for the black people. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people, for the black people.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to last, can't doze no more. I told y'all this, that dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies of the politicians. We need money, no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us truth to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' start. They ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta start running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressor to solve us?
What's in it for the black people? All the lies we didn't heard before. Time to pay attention, you gotta do more than listen. Get some action with on a count of 3, let's go.
Wake up, Chicago. Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. My fault. Brother Todd in the building. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Shout out to my girl, Sister Ruthie Moore. Sister Ruthie, power to the people.
Power to the people, my brother.
Gotta say what's up to my sister in brown. That's right. The brown beret, Sister Sonia.
Good morning, Brother Maze.
Good morning, Sister Sonia. Look, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host and team. We are rocking, representing Spirit Week. Just for y'all that don't know, we won. One more time. we won. Also want to say how powerful that last hour was. Stressful. It's kind of stressful just because of everything that we know happens to our people, and I just can't imagine sitting there when you know something, when you know you didn't do it, and they claiming you did, and you locked up, and man, that bus ride and just the
children.
I know we're moving, but it shows you that there is some synergy among the judges, the state's attorney, and
the police.
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, when you hear people cry out, defund the police, it's about more than just taking monetary resources away from police departments.
That is right. Sister Ruthie always putting the knowledge down. Speaking of the knowledge, all right, y'all, we was down. We got to bring it back up. We got to bring it back up because and one of my favorite elected officials to talk to. And not a lot of elected officials like to come talk to me because they know, I like the tough questions. But I'm gonna tell you, this woman brightens my spirit every time I talk to her. Hey, y'all, she is here to tell us, because she is always trying to save black people, save their homes. She got the best, freshest sweatsuits ever of all time. Let me tell y'all, welcome to the morning show on our new platform. First time here, Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas. Madam Treasurer, how you feeling this morning?
I'm killing it. I put it up. I put on a black and starred velvet jacket just for you in these earrings so that, like I would kill it this morning. I got a special jacket on just for Todd and Maze and you guys. Yeah. So look, I got a guy out there I want to share with you so you can see what I'm talking about my Black Houses Matter thing. So let me find out. Hey, Ramson, put it up there. Here. Let me see if this does it. So until he gets it up, I want to tell you what I did. I put together cookcountytreasure.com. So you're going to get yourself to cookcountytreasure.com, okay? And once you get to cookcountytreasure.com, here it is. I'm going to put it up there for you. You are going to see a screen which says, this right here says, and they can't get it up. They can't figure it out. There it is. There's my screen. Can you see it?
Hold on one second. I'm going to add you up. Give me a second. I'm going to put it up for you. But keep talking while I get it there. I see it on another.
I made a special presentation which has your name on it. And it says WBGX 1570 AM. You got it?
We got it.
Okay, so now look, you're going to go there. You're going to get to this middle of this page. This is your property tax overview, and you're going to be able to search. There it is in Spanish. You're not looking at that, but here you go. For $75 million in double payments or $48 million in, here's where you're going to search. You're going to put in your address. Do not put in north, south, east, and west. And $48 million in exemptions. I'm talking fast because you don't give me enough time. So here,
slow down just a little bit. You take your time. Take your time. I'll let you know.
Okay, 8032 South Muskegon. Here's Minnie Anderson. She's living there. This is an African-American home. Morning, Minnie. Tune into the Maze Jackson and Stroger show. Here we're going. Look at her. She owes $3,000. This, where my little pointer is, she's on my tax sale list. Okay, she paid March and August, but she's on the tax sale list, which has been indefinitely postponed. This is definitely a senior. Let's find out if we can help this African-American senior. So if she wanted to, she downloads her bills and she can mail it in. Don't rely on the post office to send you your stuff. Here's the bill, you download it. But look here. Okay, in 2012, this little old lady overpaid by $39. Not a lot, but some people, some African Americans owed 2,000, 3,000. They apply here. Don't come into the office. Todd Stroger knows it is a nightmare in there. They take your temperature. You got to get in line. And now because it's cold, you cannot open the brass door. And I said to the guy yesterday, I just had knee surgery. Can you open that door? He said, no, we don't get paid for opening the door. I'm like, so don't come down there if you can't open a 500-pound brass door. Just do this online. Look at this lady. Look at poor Minnie here. She got her homeowner 500, 500, and 500. She got those. But in 2018, she got nothing. So I owe her 500, 500, and the senior freeze is worth anywhere between 500 and 2,000. So here's this lady. Look here. Now she's on this list. For owing me 3,000. And look at here. I owe her 500, 500. That's 1,000. And maybe between 500 and 2,000 here. So here's a woman who's a senior citizen in Mays. She has no idea that she's on this list. So I'm saying Black houses matter because, now watch this. I did this, Mays. I did this just for you.
For me, I feel so special.
No, you're wonderful. I did this. These are the exemptions in the African-American community. And you can go by ward, by municipality, by township, by district, by state rep. Punch one of these and all the mistakes in the African-American community show up. But look at here. I did a special chart just for you, Mays. These are the number of homes, 37,000 on the tax sale list in Cook County. 75% are African-American. 17,000 have returned mail and 18,000 owe less than $1,000. So when this whole Black Lives Matter march started, I'm 72. They said, come out in March. I said, I'm not marching. I will not march with Black Lives Matter because it's Black houses matter. You need to sink your teeth into something that's real because you can't have a life if you don't have a house. So I'm pounding on this everywhere and I'm getting results because this was 58,000 in March and I'm down to 37,000 and I am picking away at it one at a time. Look at this.
Let me stop you, Madam Treasurer. Let me stop you right here. No,
hey, you can't stop me.
I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you because I'm running out of time. But before I run out of time, I gotta ask you about this study that you did, right? And it dovetails right into your Black Houses Matter.
I get to answer one question and I'm off the air.
No, you know what? Keep going, Madam Treasurer.
I make up for you to throw me off the air. I mean, I'm not.
I would never throw you off the air, Madam Treasurer. You keep going.
Okay, so look at this. You look at this and you tell me if Black houses. Harry Austin's got 1,900 properties on the tax sale list, and then you come over here to the lakefront. Okay, Harry Osterman's got 73. That's just the wards. Now look at this. This is the suburbs. Harvey's got 4,600, and you come over here, Wheeling, Illinois, on the way north side has 31. You need to, Mays. People listen to you. You need to talk about Black Houses Matter. You need to talk about it. Look at this. Since March, because I've got a big mouth like you, I have given back $28 million to African Americans. And these are the places where we've given it back. So you need, because people listen to you, you need to start telling people to go to cookcountytreasure.com, put in their address for their mother, their aunt, their uncle, their brother, their parish member, whatever organization they belong to, because we got another 77 million in double payments and 48 million in exemptions. And most of those people, or 75% at least of those on the tax sale list, are African American. If you can't use a computer, I will come to your house. Call 312-443-5100. I will come out there. I will find you. I will fill out the forms. I'm done. You can ask me questions.
Okay, so first of all, you pack a lot of punch in there, and that's why I always love your energy. It is always great to have you, and I look forward to having you back on a regular.
Well, Sonia misses you. She comes in my office every day. I wish you could do it to Mays. I miss Mays.
Well, you know what? Well, she's more. You know
what is going on between the two of you?
You know what?
I said, what is it with the two of you? I want to know.
You know what? I'm going to just give you the mic. And I'm going to let you do it. So, Madam Treasurer, talk to me about this study you just did, though. You did a study.
Okay, so my study, you know what? Listen, Mace, everybody comes and complains. So I decided when COVID hit, I had 80 million pieces of data that I had gathered on the property taxes. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah. On Cook County, I'm trying to get my video up again, but I don't know how to do it. So anyway, I gathered 80 million pieces of data and I threw it together. And what happened when I threw it together was I came up with some conclusions. So here's the conclusions. In all of Cook County, all 5,500 governments in Cook County have gone up by 99%. In the city, residential's up 164%. And commercial in the city's up 81%. Suburban residential's up 116 and suburban commercial's up 53%. This is property taxes in Cook County over the last 20 years. So people are like, seriously, it's up that much? I'm like, yeah, it's up that much there. The geniuses at work for me got me back up so I can see your face. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
So now that's the best. Thanks, guys. So now this study is having, I love you, Mace, is having a major impact because people are saying, holy S, figure out the next 3 letters because you can go to cookcountytreasury.com and you, Mace, can put in your address and you can see how much your property taxes went up over 20 years. I am the most popular person in town because people are now looking at this and saying, holy Lordy. Did you ever hear people say Lordy, Lordy 10 times? They're saying it 20 because they're looking at this and they're saying, oh, OMG, what happened? But now listen, here's the punchline. Before you cut me off.
Who can ever cut you off? I just stepped out of the way. I just gave you the mic.
Yeah, just be quiet. So listen, in Cook County, in the city, 2.1 million people can register and vote. In the suburbs, 1.8 million people can register and vote. And guess what? Of the 2.1 that can vote, citywide and countywide, 75% of the people don't vote. And here's my chart. And I'm going to give you this chart. And you're going to flash this chart up when I go off. I'm going to send you this chart. 70, you can talk till you're blue in the face. You can scream and shout and holler, and you can carry on like a banshee and whatever it is you want. But I'm telling you, if you don't get off your hind end and register and vote, you got to stop calling me on my cell phone about how much you're upset about everything. And you got to quit coming to my counter with your phone bill, your gas bill, your electric bill, and complain. You haven't done anything about it. And that's the message. I got 75% of the people on this tax list African American. This thing has severely affected the wards in the city and the increase in taxes, not just in the city, because you know what? I mean, you saw the figures. Look at how many people went to Harvey. Look at how many, and Madison's up 158%. All these African Americans left the city and they said, you know what? I'm going to find nirvana and I'm going to find the greatest place in the world. I'm moving to Matson, and now Matson's up 158%. You got to look at these suburbs. So we need to do like wake up call. Look at all these wards, and I've got them all listed. If you would give me some time to talk instead of interrupting me every 5 seconds, I could tell you what's happening in the world. I'm almost done. I'm going to shut up. You get to ask me one question.
You know what? My last question, and then we do have to move.
I love you, Mace. I miss you, Mace.
We appreciate you. So you got to come to our cool studios at some point because we'd love to have you actually in studio. And you got to come advertise with us to tell these people about this stuff. But let me ask you, how is COVID-19 impacting people's ability to pay their property taxes? And should they be in fear?
So believe it or not, once we gave everybody the extra 2 months, all the residents, as many residents this year paid as they did last year. That's not the problem. The problem is countywide that I'm $30 million short in commercial. What does that mean? That means that the shopping centers and the hotels aren't paying because nobody's going in them and everybody's closing. And that's what's scary here. When Northbrook Court, the Drake, the Palmer House, the Hilton, quit paying taxes, and those are like $5 million bills. And they say, you know what? I'm locking the door because no conventions are coming into the city. You know, at the Ritz-Carlton, they had a good occupancy this weekend. As soon as they shut down all the restaurants, I talked to the manager yesterday. Nobody's coming for the weekend. I said, why should I come downtown? There's no restaurants to eat in. So we are being impacted, not in the residences from the stats I have. We are being severely impacted in commercial and with commercial properties, because you drive through any neighborhood, 1 in 3 little boutiques. We aren't talking about Greek hot dog and Euro stands. I mean, these people are driving me nuts. My phone starts ringing at 5 in the morning about the fact that nobody can go in their restaurant and eat a Greek salad anymore. They're driving me nuts. I'm going to change my cell phone. That's how bad it is. I can't sleep. I mean, okay, when they took down the Columbus statue, every Italian in the city called me at 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, what are you calling me for? Why don't you call the mafia? Do you know what I mean? You know, quit calling me and complaining. No, Terry, what are you? I'm seriously, what are you calling me for? I'm just telling you what's happening. There ain't a whole lot I can do about it if 75% of the people sit home, don't do a thing. You need to set fire under people. Mace, you need to talk about your community, but you need to show them that they also got to get up and get out. And you don't get up and get out. You need to shut that mouth. You need to quit complaining.
You've been hanging out with Jesse Jackson with them alliterations, I see.
I miss you guys.
Hey,
so
we
you
miss
need to
you
get
too.
me on. You need to get me on so I can give you more detail on this, because it's scary. And I am facts and figures. You know, I think your audience wants to hear this stuff. And yeah, Sonia's going to call you, and yeah, we're going to take out an ad.
You rock. You're the best. You know what, Madam Treasurer, beyond that, whether you took an ad or not, you are probably one of the only, you're probably the second Cook County elected official that I love the most besides my wife, President Carrie Steele. Because you are the only person I know giving people money back. Hey, it is the treasurer of Cook County. She is always a riot to have on, always packed full of information, and always answering the question, what's in it for the black people, without us even asking us, because black homes do matter. Yeah. Hey, Madam Treasurer, tell us one more time that website.
CookCountyTreasure.com. But listen, 312-443-5100. If you don't have a computer, an iPhone, or an iPad, and you can't do that technologically, call my office. Everybody's sitting on their hind end because there's nobody in there. And I will send somebody to your house. I sent somebody to somebody's house, and the guy was blind. He was African-American. He couldn't believe I sent somebody out there. This was a blind African-American who was not getting his blind man exemption.
Ooh.
How about that?
How about
you?
And
he didn't come downtown. And then he went on Channel 7. He says, you know, Pappas sent somebody to my house. I didn't even know he was blind. I was just talking to him on the radio. And we got that guy taken care of. So we will come and take care of you. If you're in a wheelchair, a walker, you can't move, you don't want to get on a bus, your train, your kids left Chicago, and they don't want nothing to do with you, call Maria Pappas. 312-443-5100, and I will send somebody to see you.
And now y'all know why she is unbeatable. That is Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Hey, y'all, we'll be back after these messages.
WIIFTBPM. The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information, or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Your voice will be heard.
Your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union.
Change will happen.
And so all men of goodwill will go to the polls on November 3rd. And And I hope we will have a great day in our nation so that when we wake up on the 4th of November, we will know that America has made the right decision.
Mark your calendars for What's in It for the Black People Media special election night coverage. This is the nation's only culturally specific digital platform that respects the black community's diverse viewpoints. We're here for you. The only place to stay on top of 2020 election night coverage is on the Maze Jackson page on Facebook and Maze Jackson on YouTube. It all starts Tuesday night at 7.
You know who to vote for. I'm just asking you to vote.
Hey y'all, this is Salim Muwakil from Muwakil's World. In case you missed the last discussion, this is what you missed.
There was a time when there was a large-scale mythology that African people had no endurance, and we were only good for sprinting.
Right.
And that was our forte. Other than that, we were useless in marathon races. Establishing your patrimony on the land. If you bury the dead, that means that this land is forever in your family.
Who are our ancestors, really? We are the living ancestors to a whole genealogical line going back hundreds of thousands, millions of years that we carry within us living today. Everyone who preceded us. Mm-hmm. However, that conception took place, whether it was vitally, with rape, or whatever the case, but we are them living today.
That's why it's important to understand our capacity, man. Our capacity is unlimited. We have unlimited potential.
Absolutely.
So make sure you tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media.
WIFTBPM. I think that the black community is starting to realize the mayor may not necessarily be an ally just because she is black.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio.
Our representatives don't necessarily get a pass just because they're black. We've got a challenge in the black part of Chicago of holding black politicians accountable.
You're listening to The Maze Jackson Show.
This is Chicago, so I understand the Chicago way. I ask every day what's in it for the black people.
With Maze Jackson.
Come on, y'all.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Miss Ruthie Moore, and Sonia Escobar. Y'all, why do I feel like I just ran a marathon with the treasurer? Good God, she gave me a rough... I just tapped out. I was like, tap. Let me get out. I'm going to just let you go ahead and take this.
It was intense.
It was intense. That's a good word.
That's the energy we need for this. I don't think I wasn't ready for it.
I was. I know how she is, so I'm not even tripping out. Mm-hmm. But it was intense. She was action-packed, no doubt, no question. But that whole thing about giving money back, I have talked to quite a few people who have been very adamant about the fact that office is superb about service. Like, they are on top of service and they believe in it. And also,
she's a taskmaster. She makes those guys work
earn
hard.
Their money.
Yes, customer service.
Okay. Right. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. It's almost time for Tell Me Something Good Friday. Can I tell you?
I need a drink.
And the 7 o'clock hour. I just felt like I just had to just let I just kind of wanted to navigate and let them tell their story. Can you imagine though? Real talk. Imagine, like you like I know I ain't always been an angel. But I always feel like it's going to work out for the best.
Right.
And I mean, it took 14 and a half years for it to work out for the best. And the time in between that. See, that's why I also have a problem with the selective hypocrisy of Illinois. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like we're selectively, like, who becomes the judge du jour of the day? Who becomes the person of the, like, when do you get your comeuppance?
Why we gotta just keep waiting?
Right.
How long we gotta wait?
Yep.
Well, I was telling Ruthie during the break that there's always been this Irish connection between the judges, the police, and the state's attorney.
And the jail, apparently. And who gets to go to jail? Can you imagine the niggas
The
by
jail
the
just takes whoever they put in the carton.
But if those white guys put you in the carton, then they pump the system. Now then, added to the fact that you know that somewhere in the world people invest in stock.
Come on now.
They invest in private prisons. We saw that there were judges that were in that judge in New York, was it? That was getting paid by the private prison to sentence black boys to jail. He was getting paid per head.
Well, that sounds criminal.
It was. He went to jail.
Oh, good.
But just think about the fact that they was just weighing.
What's the connection between corporate hip hop and the private prison?
Oh, Ruthie, you better stop reading them Facebook letters.
I'm just saying, it's all connected.
What is corporate hip hop?
Hip hop.
I called it corporate. Okay.
Well, what happened to hip hop, right? Like, remember how we talk about the evolution of hip hop, and so hip hop used to be a tool of our own.
Right.
Then there was a group of people who recognized that they could profit off of our self-destruction.
Oh, and they decided which way it would go.
And they chose what they would finance. They chose who would be chosen, who would make it to the top,
right?
Who wouldn't. And then essentially after doing that, then they permeated our youth's culture, and now look where we at. But then at the same time, those same people are knowing that the outcome would be that you would increase the prison population, then have investments in private prisons, because you know that the more you can think about the fact that we pay private prisons for like, think about all the work that they did for those undocumented immigrants and all the people that cried about the undocumented immigrants from another country that was in cages. And we have in our state black people being sold to the private prison system.
Come on.
And Kamala was crying over the kids at the border. Those are the moments where I feel like y'all really playing me crazy.
Can we also talk about the connection between the school to prison pipeline and how those young boys who are now men talked about how they had juvenile cases and juvenile records?
And you know what my old man used to tell me? What? He used to tell me that police would always try to put a case on you early. They'll let you go, but they would try to stack all the stuff up on you so that when your moment came, then they could body slam you. Like, these boys had juvenile cases, so they were easily criminalized.
They were
right?
they were in the system, so
And
that's how they were able to pick them out and say, okay, we're taking you for right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes you want to have a drink sometimes. Make me want to have a drink. Make me want to holler. Speaking of a drink,
let's get a drink.
Let's stop by. I'm going to Kimbark this week. It's Friday.
Let's go right after the show.
Oh, you sound like Herb Howard.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere.
You sound like Herb and 2 probably drinking right now. Like, damn, we lost.
Yeah.
They like y'all. They probably
Sorrow,
drinking. Right?
huh?
They gotta go to. They're gonna be coming up from 1 to 3. Also, want to let you all know that we're gonna be down today. We are up for some internet upgrades, and so we are not going to be having Book of Dawn or Muwa Kills World today. We'll be back for I Said What I Said, and then close out with Chicago Famous. But we do want to let you know, so you may be finding replays today on the Maze Jackson page during those times, but we will be down. Let me do this. Let me take a quick break, and then we're going to come back to Tell Me Something Good Friday.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Biggest threat to Illinois citizens from Washington is health care costs and policies. Senior citizens have their Social Security reduced from Medicaid, and some of our senior citizens live about $3 a week for food allowance. Working families are facing bankruptcy over policy and limit and cost. Drug prices require decisions between food and Medicaid. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Vote for me and send me to Washington. God bless.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. For the black people. 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 For the black people.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Miss Ruthie Moore, Sonia Escobar in the building. What's in it for the black people? Hey, y'all, it's Tell Me Something Good Friday. Tell me something good. Tell me that you love me, yeah. All right, y'all. So it is Tell Me Something Good Friday. I am, I'm excited. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something good Friday. Spirit Week. Spirit Week, Spirit Week, Spirit Week. I remember this time last year, Sonia, was me and you.
That's right, Brother Maze.
80s prom. Just me and you. That's right. Todd stunned us. We all had a big plan. He was like,
I knew this would come up.
Stood me up at prom.
However, that's all good because it was like, you know what? It made me feel, first of all, when Sonia walked in the door and she had a box and she was ready, I was like, oh yeah. And she pulled out, Sonia put the accessories. She pulled out the gun belts, the power fist, you know what I'm saying?
Sonia let us know yesterday that she had the in with, I can't remember if it was Party City or whatever group that is. She was like, I know people.
Money, so I'm not saying it.
She got a plug. She got a plug, man. She got the plug. She got the plug. She got the plug. So we came in today. I'm going to tell you. So I was tickled when Sonia came in as a brown beret representing.
I had to look it up. I looked it up. Very good.
Brown berets, right? Then I'm gonna tell you, when Ruthie came in this mug, I almost fell out my chair because she came on with her sunglasses. She came in with the afro.
She looked like she stepped right out of 1969.
That was the goal. That was the goal.
Oh Lordy. I was just thinking.
Yes, Brother Smith.
I had this jacket. I had this vest in my closet. Now I was just thinking to myself, what other time would I ever
that you gonna wear?
What did I ever wear? Well, I used to have a motorcycle.
Oh.
So I was planning to look like a motorcycle rider, and then my daughter was like, Dad, could you never ride that again? Please. And I was like, damn. I had just bought it too. Haven't rode it since 2010.
Isn't that sweet?
Yes. But I am thankful for Spirit Week. I'm thankful for what's in it for the black people, and I'm thankful for what I have learned about everyone this week. I must tell you, I have learned that we have camaraderie, teamwork, and that man, I'm just fired up about where we're going. We got some big hires probably coming up soon. Shout out to, and you know what else I'm loving? The selflessness of some of us.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Sonia Escobar. I really got a story I would tell y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all till later. But Sonia Escobar in the business and the bestestness of the organization, man, it's good to know you got people that's on the squad. Shout out to City So Real yesterday. Made my international television debut at one of the highest rated docuseries that came out of Sundance. I'm hoping that they get an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. You know, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to sneak my way into that because I'd be like, the judge that, for those that you wondered, who was the current judge that defended the Roscetti Five, who was paid by Tom Allen, former Alderman Tom Allen. Man, that Roscetti 4 story was crazy. But City So Real. Everybody, get Ruthie got the password. She passing out passwords. You can check it out on Hulu this weekend.
No commercials, unedited.
It was no commercials yesterday, and it was unedited. Shout out to Ruthie, Sonia, to Neil, shade to Ricky Hendon, who my son had the audacity to text me. He literally texted me in the middle of the show like, you was all right, but that Ricky Hendon, pure comedy. Mm-hmm. Ricky Hendon he had me cracking up.
Ricky is pure comedy. He'll make you laugh, though.
Open up the phone lines for Tell Me Something Good Friday, 872-259-7474. The phone lines are open. Also, been doing a tremendous amount of media this week. Shout out to everybody over at Windy City Live. Shout out to Rolling Out. Shout out to Fox 32. I will be doing election night. We will be doing election night coverage. Plus, I'll be doing triple duty. I'll tell y'all about that. But don't forget, we got an election night special. Everybody. Ruthie, what race you covering?
Dr. Willie Wilson.
Dr.
I'm really super interested in diving deeply into the creation of a new political party and like what the implications and what that means. I think that is so exciting.
You're gonna be deep. See, Ruthie gonna go deep. Todd, what you gonna talk about? What race you want to talk about?
I think I might bring some chili.
You might bring some chili. Well, I was thinking we're gonna get some food. It's gonna be like a real election night joint. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be people walking in behind. It's gonna be like noise and all type of stuff. And we should do a bettors pool.
What's that?
Who's gonna win? We should do like a pick'em. Like we should do like not a 50 state pick'em, but I don't know. Well, you pick which the battleground states. Who's gonna win?
Oh,
and then if you do points spreads, and then the winner, everybody put in $5 or $10, and the winner take off.
Jeez,
you know what I'm saying? We can have some fun with that. But y'all tune in. Also, don't forget
to talk about that on the air, or can the Bunko Squad come and arrest us on that day?
Todd, you owe when you say the Bunko Squad. Ruthie, you know what the Bunko Squad is?
Never heard of it.
See,
it's just Vice.
Yeah, you gotta watch. Hill Street Blues
or Barney Miller.
Oh, Barney. You know what I used to. She don't even know. He said what? You don't know who Barney Miller is?
I know Barney the dinosaur.
I used to hate when Barney Miller came on and we watched it. Yeah, I might have to go back and watch it. But when you're a kid and Barney Miller, the jokes is over your head.
I just watched it. I watched the whole series. Well, it's been about a year ago.
I might have to go back and check some of those things out that I didn't know. All right, Ruthie, tell me something good.
Well, Wiftable Media is proud to announce and support the launch of Sissy's Taco Pop-Up Bar. Y'all know where it's at?
You said that because, if I said they'd be calling me.
325.
You close, Todd. It's 312 East 75th Street. Thursdays and Fridays starting November 5th from 6:30 to 9:30. Jerk chicken tacos, sriracha shrimp, blackened salmon. Let me tell y'all the website.
What's the website?
Sissy'sTacoBar.com.
Spell that word. SISSYS.com.
Nope, tacobar.com. You was close, Maze. But my tell me something good is that I gotta go to the store after this, and I'm gonna go just like this.
Oh, what you going to the store for?
With the pandemic, this is like the last weekend to get your stuff before the election.
And
So it's
the first is
so
coming up, so you better shop today because by Monday everything gonna be gone.
Listen, the stores are likely they might be a little crowded this weekend.
Are you serious? Are they people trying to do their thing on it?
This is the last weekend before the election.
And the pandemic and the
wait,
pension
the shutdown.
The pension people like me get paid, so we go shopping as soon as we get our check.
Come on now. You know why? You know what you've been really thinking about? Spirit Week and what's going on here, Maze. You forgot we in the middle of a pandemic.
So what y'all think at the end of the food? We ain't gonna have no food?
Oh no. Just get your paper stuff.
I don't know.
Give me some meat. The meat. I'm gonna just tell you something. The meat section at Mariano's be light now. It's like I be like you can see you know how you used to never be able to see the rack?
Right.
Like now it's like you go in there, it's like the meat be piled up and then it'd be like empty
people
racks.
waiting for the butchers to bring out the best cuts.
Oh.
Hey man. Ooh.
If we have a disruption in the food supply chain that we already kind of saw with the slaughterhouses a little bit. I'm just saying, y'all.
I'm going over Maze's house. He got a freezer.
Man, I got you know what, Ruthie, I need you to I need that beef plug. I need that meat plug, right?
For real.
We'll have to go outside and
Or y'all better start eating that
farms
fake meat.
down in Pembroke.
Nah, ain't nobody eating that fake meat.
Y'all better try it.
I tried it.
That wasn't going? That Beyond Meat or something?
Hans eats that stuff. I'm not that, no.
You know what? Todd, Hans got a special taste, man. I'm telling you, Hans be down there cooking.
He different than me.
Look, y'all, we're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to come back and wrap up the show for the week.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out chicagolegalnetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Your voice will be heard.
Your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union.
Change will happen.
And so all men of goodwill will go to the polls on November 3rd. And I hope we will have a great day in our nation so that when we wake up on the 4th of November, we will know that America has made the right decision.
Mark your calendars for What's in It for the Black People Media special election night coverage. This is the nation's only culturally specific digital platform that respects the black community's diverse viewpoints. We're here for you. The only place to stay on top of 2020 election night coverage is on the Maze Jackson page on Facebook and Maze Jackson on YouTube. It all starts Tuesday night at 7.
You know who to vote for. I'm just asking you to vote.
The police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us, because they have their orders to do so. Police in our community couldn't possibly be there to protect our property because we own no property. They couldn't possibly be there to see that we receive the due process of law for the simple reason that the police themselves deny us the due process of law. And so it's very apparent that the police are only in our community, not for our security, but the security of the business owners in the community, and also to see that the status quo is kept intact. When we first started, we had a police alert patrol, and we would patrol the community. If we saw the police brutalize anyone, we would put an end to this. Usually the police wouldn't brutalize anyone if we were on hand because we were armed, and if the police arrested the individual, we would follow him to the jail and bail the individual out, whether he was a Panther or not. And we would gain many recruits like this. So therefore the community started to say that, well, these people are really concerned about our welfare.
Listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host Todd Stroger, brother Todd, sister Ruthie, sister Sonia, taking us out of Spirit Week. Now Ruthie got me worried, figuring out, do I gotta go to Indiana to go shopping? Oh, if I go to Indiana, I can't go. Then I gotta stay. Then I got dang nabbit.
Yeah, you can't come to the job for a couple of weeks.
You know what? I think I might have to hit the stroll, get some food, get some dig, so I can make sure that we straight. Right, I do think that there's going to be some upheaval after the elections, win, lose, or draw. Depending on who wins, who loses, or who draws, we'll be seeing. Ruthie, I appreciate that reminder. Mm-hmm. This is a reminder. Todd, tell me something good Friday. What you doing?
Clean up the house.
That don't sound good.
No, we need it. That would
Call
be good.
The headquarters.
Huh?
The headquarters.
You got to clean up the headquarters. All right. We'll send a special detail to protect you while we're watching, the security, the Black Panther security. Security squad.
I think I'm free.
What else you got going on? That's it? No family movie? What you gonna watch? Korean karate drama?
Oh, no. We haven't picked up one since Itaewon class.
Oh, so what you should
did you watch?
Did you watch the Blackpink documentary?
No, watch City So Real.
Yeah, I got that on there. So
you should watch City So Real. Sit down and binge watch it.
Right, with no commercials.
No, what? There was no commercials yesterday. There was no commercials yesterday. I am still super excited. You know what? Can I tell you what that is starring Chicago? I'm gonna tell you, if you watch City So Real, you will find out that it's so many people in it. It's so many people in it. So many.
Yeah, I did see the first episode, and I just saw people like, oh, I know that person.
Yep.
And then there are things that are not necessarily said that you just can pick up on. You could probably watch it at least like 3 or 4 times.
Yes,
see something different in it.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's always fun.
My son was digging it. So I think I'm gonna be able to use that to be the hook to get him to watch Hoop Dreams.
Something I saw in the first episode that tripped me out was a little girl walking past the mirror, the shrine to the person that passed away, and the little girl just kind of said bypassing, "Ooh, pretty."
Yep. Pretty death.
I would think your son would want to watch Hoop Dreams.
I think
an interesting little journey.
It is. I don't think that you get it though.
Until you start watching.
Until you watch it, right? Mm-hmm. Like Hoop Dreams, boy. Like I was like, who is watching all this? And think about the patience it took to record a whole high school career. And I just need for y'all to understand how much money white people got. Because could you imagine me being like, hey, y'all, I want you to follow 2 people who might never make it to the pros.
Right.
And I need you to pay me 4 years worth of salary to do it.
Yeah, 4 years worth of salary. Right. That's a good point.
Man. All right. What else did I got?
What y'all got? Tell me something good, Maze. Sonia?
I told y'all something good. Sonia, what you got good? Come on.
Well, I just want to give kudos to all the other shows that try to win. Although you did not.
You go.
I'm really proud of the whole team.
You know, Sonia, people said they was confused about your loyalty during this process. I think you established it today when you came rolling in here, but they was like, how is Sonia in everybody picture? She in everybody picture. Like, because I said, see, here's the thing that nobody wants to really recognize. Numbers count. Right? And so there's 4 of us. They like, it's 1 million of y'all. Right. So 4 times, if you just score it equally, everybody gets 5 points for participation. We get 20 points a day. Right? We just get 20 points a day. If you are Book of Dawn, you got 10 points a day. We'll even give you Sonya. That gives you 15. You still lose.
Yeah, right.
Now, if you are, I said what? Now, if you Salim Muwakil, you get senior bonus points. Right? You get elder statesman bonus points. So Salim, even as Brother Salim will come in and be like, what is the today? Brother Mays, what articles of apparel must you use to... And man, you saw Salim put on his with the t-shirt and the ladies was going crazy. Talk about some. Is that Frankie Beverly's brother? Man. I'm telling you, Salim be putting them words on him. You know, he be, let me hit you with a dictionary.
Yeah, right.
You be like,
he ain't even got to use the whole dictionary.
Let me stop. I got something. I'm gonna use. You know, Salim probably be done told you some stuff. That that'll get us slapped. Look, he'll get you slapped. You'll be done slapped if you knew what it really meant.
That's what it meant, right?
If you knew, like, you'd be like, that sounds so fresh. Shout out to Herb and 2. Shout out, y'all. Did y'all hear me and 2 me and Herb yesterday?
I did.
We filled in for the Bigs, but then the Bigs was like, you messing up my show.
They called in.
So they called in. And they was like, we're gonna. Terrence was so intense. He pulled his car on the side of the road. And sat there for an hour and a half and did the show from the side of the road.
Dang.
He was like, y'all ain't about to take our spot.
Yeah, right. Because you know what? These spots getting valuable. The spot is getting hot. Do y'all know people are calling up here like, I need a spot. I need a show. Like, we are really starting to get the... Y'all, I'm looking forward to some new staff additions and changing the way people see radio. Hey,
I need a PA.
You need a production assistant?
I was going to say personal assistant, but that's all right.
Okay, personal assistant. Well, you know what? We're going to talk about that. We'll get you intern at least. Hey, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. The home of the Spirit Week winners. I'll bring our trophy next week. I'll make a great trophy for us so we can display it for everybody. So, for my co-host, Brother Todd, for Sister Ruthie, waving that red, black, and green flag. For Miss Sonia Escobar, Sister Sonia Escobar, the brown and the brown beret. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? A minute. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people. 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 For the black people, for the black people. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. for the black people, 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 for the black people.